Welcome back, everybody. It's the Colorado Open, live from the Rec Room Underground in Denver, Colorado. Mile High City has shown us some fantastic action over the last day and a half, and we've got a great evening in store for you as well. Stephen James, Stephen White here with you to guide you through the evening's proceedings, where we have reached the winners' qualification round in the Colorado Open main event, and we've got some great matches ahead, Stephen. But this is where the competition starts to get a bit serious. You'll see it in a second when we see the schedule. We're starting to see some big hitters running into each other. This is where it gets real.
Yeah, we've seen so much good play, and it's one of those things where it's early on. If somebody takes a loss, they can work it out. They can come back. We're almost to the point of no return with that winner's qualification. We're bringing back the final 32, and we're almost to that point. So losing here can get very treacherous because a lot of players are going to be on the losers qualification rounds, and they're going to be great players. So this is a tricky situation here. You're right, it gets serious.
It does, but the positive for those who are in the winners qualification is they do get 2 bites of the apple to get through to the final draw. Depends how you frame it. It depends on how your outlook is on life, I think, coming into that final match. Right, let's take a look at what we've got for you this evening. We start with a great game. Ricky Evans is taking on Derrick Shehan, which should be a cracker, and then an all-English, well, I say English, I shouldn't say that, an all-UK affair between Jordan Shepherd and Shane Thompson. We'll then have Justin Bergman taking on Damian Pongpanik and Jeffrey Tonahill against Chris Melling. Pretty good set of matches, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with a couple of the players, but the big ones that jump out to me, obviously Justin Bergman, Damian Pongpanik. Those two have a lot of history. They played a lot when they were younger. So I think Damian even posted something on social media saying, we haven't played in 10 or 15 years, but it's going to happen now.
Amazing.
And then the other big match, obviously, the safecracker, Shane Thompson, the Welsh Wizard, Jordan Shepherd. That's going to be a huge match, and it's right at the point where both of those players are, okay, if I'm going to take a loss, now's the time. But you know, it's nice to be the winner going into the winner's qualification.
Well, for sure, and it's the sort of time in the event where, for a lot of the big players and for everyone else who's been here all day grinding through the rounds, you sort of have a bit of a feeling that you know where you're at. You know if you're on form. You know if you're feeling good enough to maybe have a bit of a run at this competition.
Yeah, it's the players that we've watched earlier today, that the Dave Matlocks and the Ricky Evans, who's going to play in a minute. Those guys who the fight is there, and I love watching that fight. You know, we expect Tom Cousins, we expect Chris Melling, we expect Justin Bergman, but it's some of the players that sneak through that I like to keep my eyes on, and there's a lot of players out there that I may not be familiar with that are right there at that winner's qualification. So this is where the fireworks start. This is where the show really begins. So I'm excited. I really am.
Yeah, and so am I, and so should you be at home as well, wherever you may be watching us in the world at the moment. We're live from the Rec Room, Denver, Colorado, here as the Colorado Open continues with the winners qualification. Ricky Evans is first up. Tough match for him, and we'll see how he gets on when we return.
My brake tip is completely different from everything that is on the market. Combines the qualities of like a playing tip with a super powerful tip. It's like a tip on the steroids. You can open with less power and still have spin and split the pack perfectly, but you can go for the power braking and you still have control. You just need to know how to do it. A lot of players that they told me that because they use so less power on braking, they can focus on accuracy and the rack always splits the way they want. And because they are not using the power, they keep that accuracy and its reliability. I believe that when you're going to buy something, you need to believe on it and buy it perfectly. And on my side, what I believe is, if I'm going to offer you something, it needs to be better than I was expecting me for buying itself. The increases, it's fantastic, it's super good. And they are consistent, they still have power or more power than the normal tips, and they last. And that's what I want. It really feeds me on. When people say thanks and they like the product and they are happy, I feel joy to myself. It's not really just proud, it's just joy. I feel happy.
All right, guys, and welcome back after the break. We've got Ricky Evans and Derrick as well. So it's I've not really seen Derrick shoot. Do you know anything about Derrick at all?
No, and again, you guys got the C-team commentators here with you coming back from break here. You've got Adam Williams and I'm Nate Kane. So we've given our professional commentators a break here. So if you're expecting some rack analysis, might not get it this set here. But no, I actually don't know much about Derrick or where he's from. So I know Ricky is from not too far away from me in Missouri there on the St. Louis side. So they're still both on the winner's side here, so we know we see Ricky as one of our shootout participants, and we've actually kind of known, well, not necessarily known Ricky. Ricky probably doesn't necessarily remember me, but him and his brothers, he's got a whole pool-playing family. They used to come down to where I played pool in Columbia, Missouri, a place called Mo River Pub and Pool, and Ricky was there when he was 10 or 11 years old and didn't miss much then either. So.
Yeah, but we've kind of got a... Oh, he's just all ball fouled already. I was just about to say we got an early look at Derrick, and he looks pretty solid so far, but obviously that all ball foul does definitely catches people out.
Let's see, looks like Derrick might be a local, Leadville, Colorado. So,
and it's... And that's really what it's all about, you know. It's great to see a local on the TV table, and I say, I've seen him hit 2 balls, but he looked like he knew what he was doing. Be interested to see what his skill level is.
Yeah, it looks like Leadville's a couple hours away from where we're at here, so pretty much local. So yeah, he's looks like he's around a 620 Fargo rating, doesn't necessarily, but said he's made it this far in the tournament, still on the winner's side, so he probably knows a thing or two here. So. Ricky's had some really, really big wins through the last couple of shootouts. And
yeah, and he's super comfortable in this format. As I said, I've spoken to him quite a lot. He's a great guy too. Super level-headed, and this format really seems to suit him.
Yeah, former junior national champion, I know, and I was kind of giving Shane Thompson a hard time. I don't know if he wants to see the name Ricky Evan on the draw anytime soon. He's kind of got Shane's number. Really good shot there to kind of get those 2 balls developed and be able to run this one out here. A little tricky for the 8, but he's got a pretty big window. So.
Yeah, it's still got the 12 ball down there, so it's going to be interesting to see how he gets around and on it. Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll just take the on the short side and roll it straight down the rail.
Yeah, it doesn't look frozen, so it doesn't. Not a bad plan there at all. You don't flirt with the side pocket that way, trying to get position. So. Still hoping to see that first 6-ball shootout in the open here. We had a couple in the shootout format, but
yeah, and he's played it inch perfect.
Yeah, what a great shot there.
Yeah, that's definitely why me and you would have played the short side, and he just gets shape on it, right?
Yeah, still waiting on that shootout invite here, but I don't think I'm going to get it anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think Simon. Obviously, Simon's in the UK right now. Congratulations to him. He's just had a baby, but he's normally in the US, and he handles a shootout, and he's definitely not going to let any of us in.
Yeah, you see there Ricky from the St. Louis area, as I mentioned, and I said former junior national champion, but 4-time, and he's a big member of our junior team. Kind of, I mean, he traveled with the Atlantic Cup a couple times, and I just remember when he was 11 years old, none of us ever wanted to play him because if he could see the ball, he didn't miss. So it's still that way today, pretty much. So.
Yeah, and he's got just a great mentality. You don't really see anything. He's just, I say, he doesn't feel phased by the TV table, but I'm pretty sure he got a lot of exposure as a junior, winning that many titles. So.
Yeah, like I said, all of his brothers played at one point. He's got his older brother Nick still plays and is a very, very good shot as well. And then he had a middle brother, Mikey, that used to play. He didn't play anymore, but they both were really, all three of them were big in junior pool scene for a while. I know their dad owned a pool hall there in the St. Louis area, so they kind of grew up around it and very, very comfortable.
Yeah, and Derrick went for the cup break there. It's a good spread, but nothing dropped for him. And that's been kind of happening a lot with the cup break. It just doesn't seem to be finding the pockets, even though it splits well.
Yeah, it's still my most comfortable break with the 8-ball racked on the spot. I just like that one. Seem to control the cue ball a lot better and usually get a ball off the break, but hitting that head ball, Jameson and I were kind of talking earlier on a different match. I find one of those 4 big pockets up table every time if I hit head ball on a break in this format. So.
Yeah, and he's at a good angle there. I think he's just going to develop the 3 ball off the 2, and everything else kind of goes.
Yeah, didn't get a big piece of it, so he still's got to do a little bit of work on that 3 ball. But he's got that 4 ball to help him now. He's going to probably play up table with this 6.
Yeah, just the only thing is if he does crash into that 4 ball, it can get a little funny. So he's going to have to punch it pretty hard, I think, into the 4 just to not tie up the 4.
Yeah, and then it looks like that 4 is out enough. He'll probably play it 3 off 4 right now and probably hit it pretty firm because he doesn't want to tie up that 4 on the 14.
Yeah, and I think he'll just play for the 7 ball just for safety.
Absolutely. Great shot.
Yeah, and obviously for you guys at home, you're not really seeing. Obviously, we've had a break, but we definitely haven't stopped working. We've had a 6-ball shootout. We've done all sorts of games on the TV table. We've had a raffle going, and it's kind of been 2 hours of fun. And I think that's kind of one difference about the Ultimate Pool tournaments is where it's a bit more enjoyable for the crowd, and normally you kind of get a lull in between the games, whereas we have a good filler in terms of it keeps the crowd happy, they enjoy it, and
the arena table is used for a lot of different things throughout the week here, not only just watching this world-class pool that you're getting, but definitely some crowd involvement, a lot of good TikTok content, things like that. As you guys, if you've watched several of the matches here that I've commentated, I really, really encourage you, if you're in the Denver metro area, to get out here. We still have good slate of events tonight, and then we'll be here all day tomorrow, and it gets a little bit more intense tomorrow as it's the finals for everything, and we'll still have some fun, shoot a little content, things like that. And so we've got challenges, raffles going on. It's just a good time when you come out to one of the events here. So
yeah, we've had people still sat in the same chairs from this morning. So.
Yeah, it looks like Ricky really worked his way well through that rack here. He's out to good, comfortable start, and Derrick's kind of got his hands full here. See what route Ricky goes here. I don't remember on his first break if he head ball or cut break, but it looks like he's lining up to probably break off the head ball.
Yeah, he goes kind of the head ball break and tries to squat the white ball in the middle of the table. But you know, as you know, if you don't get it right with the 8 on the spot, it's a little finicky in that middle pocket when you're trying to squat it. And now he's adjusting just because I said he did the front ball right.
All right. Yeah, and he hit it perfect. Okay, right back into the stack here. Got a ball down, and I think we can navigate that little cluster in the middle of the table of stripes. It's probably the way to go, and he's got the best starting shot on stripes as well.
Yeah, and there's not really any problem balls. So he's just got to mind his work a little bit on the cluster on the 14 and the 15 ball here, but I think he's going to make light work of it and be 3-0 up.
Probably hit him with the old commentator's curse here. I've got him a couple times this tournament already. So, but as I said, the form Ricky's in right now, I don't expect him to make a mistake on this one. So,
yeah, but he's definitely trying to work out that cluster and the best way to come at it. So it is touchy. And there goes the commentator's curse, right?
You got him, buddy. Yeah, I didn't. Kind of interesting there what he was trying to do on that. It definitely.
I think he was almost just trying to force it into the actual pack as well, just to kind of split them up a little bit. But I guess this is a good chance just to kind of look at Derrick. He's looked solid on the 2 shots he played, but he looks comfortable out there.
Yeah, he's smartly left that 7 up table for him to get on to that 8 there because he's got the obvious pocket. Of course. See if he gets a lucky roll here. No, but at least he left some work for Ricky to do here by taking that pocket away on that missed shot. What do you think? You think he'll try to play short side on that 15 off 14 ball or break it out?
I honestly think he might just play the skill shot on it, with it being so close and the 3 ball being so far in the pocket already.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to come up and play the skill shot. Only thing is, he's got a little bit funny on the 14 because he's. I think he'll just end up drawing back and then coming back around, but obviously he's got to make sure he gets good on the 15 to play the skill shot. And he's, what a great shot that is.
Yeah, rolled out perfectly off of that breakout there. 15's close enough to the pocket where he can manipulate an angle here and get back down table. And just about perfect. One day when I grow up, I hope I shoot as well as he does.
Yeah, I think it'll take us a while.
I don't know if I have enough time. Another good out by Ricky there. Derrick will probably be kicking himself on that rack. That was definitely his opportunity to get one there. And
yeah, I think he's just feeling the pressure of the shot clock. Obviously, you know, he's off the tables and not on a shot clock. They are on a unofficial match clock in terms of, you know, if a game does go too long, they will be put on the shot clock with a referee. But I say, and that's another great thing about our events is we were home and dry by 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and people that haven't played in our events can't believe that we get so many players through it so many times. But I think that's great shout out for Neil Toms, who's
best tournament director in the business.
Yeah,
so.
he's can do it in his sleep.
Yeah, and I kind of talked about this on a previous match, but yeah, the feedback we get from the structure of our tournaments and the scheduled match times. You know exactly where we're going to play. If you get moved to the stream, we're reaching out, giving you plenty of time to get here and see if Derrick can get a good break and get something going here. So. And just not getting any luck on that break. He's hitting them quite solid. Just
yeah, I'd say it's another great split. It'd be interesting to see if he does switch his break up, if he gets another chance at it.
Yeah, definitely. Looking like solids is the choice here, but it's a touchy rack all the way around. So these are the kind of the racks I really enjoy watching the higher level players play at 8-ball, because they're able to very rarely see them play safe, and they just work their way through these racks, and it's quite impressive. Cue ball's just absolutely on a string.
Yeah, they just almost dissect it so well, whereas you know, a lower skill level player, I'd be banging into every strike, and the table would look different every time I shoot, but they just seem to be able to
take two or sorry, I didn't even cut you off there.
Good?
Take 2 or 3 hold my beer shots, as I like to call them, just to see what happens. Yeah, it just doesn't. Probably didn't want to leave the 5 down here, as just the rack kind of dictated it. You know, you always want to try to run in halves or quadrants at 8-ball, but at least it's kind of out there free where you probably won't have too much trouble getting on it.
Yeah, I think he'll just look to kind of come down the. With being on the 2, he might just try to come on the short side of it, but being me, I'd want to be on the left side of the table, as there's a little bit more room, but I think he's trying to work it out now. Yeah, I think he's going to switch up, take the 2, and then bring the 7 down, bring the white ball on the bottom left side, and then obviously the 8 can go in the middle. Oh, and this. Yeah.
We're just going to stop guessing the patterns, because we're never right. So.
But yeah, but it's a good indicator of the level that he thinks at, right?
Yeah, overcooked that just a little bit. Got maybe more work to do than he wanted to on this one.
Yeah, so does that mean I was right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he just didn't. I never like admitting you're right, Adam, about anything. So, and he's still shooting, so we'll see if you're right or not.
Yeah, I think it was. I'd definitely back him over me. So,
what a fantastic shot there. He had to, of course, leave it up to luck, and he ended up perfect. But at least he made a really, really good shot to get a good roll there. So.
Yep, and it was all part of the plan. So we are 26 minutes left, and it's 4-0 already.
Take the opportunity here in between racks, Adam, talk a little bit about the league. Just got a picture there with Brett Snowden. He's in the background there just over Derrick's right shoulder. He's our St. Louis area operator, league operator, where Ricky's from. And so there's a look at Leadville City champion. Okay, cool. So we did get he's from Lakewood originally, but it looks like he did spend some time in Leadville for Derrick there. But yeah, Brett's just over his right shoulder. He's our league operator in St. Louis. As we've kind of mentioned on a few of our broadcasts here and matches, we are taking signups all across the country. I think our graphic says 21 states, but we're up to a little bit more than that, Adam, right?
Yeah, so we've closed quite a few in the last month or so, and you know, we're just going through the training. And as you know, Nate, we've been on the team, we're doing a lot of onboarding, and I say it's we're getting pretty close to being in every state in America.
Yeah,
but
that is the goal.
As you know, it's a big old country to tackle.
Yeah, and we kicked off our initial session the week of August 26th, but we are on this first session to kind of get the interest in the league, because what we seen was we took a whole bunch of signups for the 26th, and then a whole bunch of other people were like, well, I want to play. So we added a half session that we're pretty much all 21 of those areas are taking signups for the half session starting the week of October 14th. So if you want to get involved in the Ultimate Pool League, you want to get a chance to swing at that 100K first place prize we're expecting there, or more, just depending on how many we get and how many teams we get. So definitely reach out to app.ultimatepoolusa.com. You can find your league area, or if you do not have it in your area there, just reach out to us and we'll look to sign you up. So
yeah, and I think for the people on the fence or want to see how it's doing, I think the best thing I would say is play the format, because I think once you play it, you understand and the rules, and it kind of all makes sense.
Yeah.
And I say the feedback we've got has been amazing, and
one of the things I love about it, just the format, is you speaking of that, is that our initial kind of impression from our lower skill level players is they get a little intimidated by that shot clock. They don't want to take it on. Then they play it, and they just play better than they ever have, really. And so
yeah, and then they'll play other matches and tournaments, and we got people coming up to us saying, I can't play without a shot clock anymore.
Right.
Like, I need the pressure, I enjoy it, and it just adds so many more elements. It just makes it so much more exciting, especially as an amateur player. I mean, even when I'm playing, obviously, I'm not allowed to play in the league team thanks to Jeremy, but I say even when I'm playing in tournaments and different stuff at the local level, it's it's just so exciting, and it's it's almost cool to call an extension and
feel a little bit like these guys.
It's I can pretend that I'm actually a good pool player for a
right.
moment.
Yeah, extension. I'm still going to mess up the shot, but I've got 30 extra seconds to mess it up now. So. Meanwhile, we've been talking here. Ricky's trying to navigate this very, very tough out here with a lot of tied up stuff in the middle of the table. And looks like he's got him lined up to possibly get out here, but
yeah, Derrick, just another shot he's missed again, and I guarantee that he wasn't playing like this on the outer tables, but as I can imagine myself being on this TV table in front of this crowd and the lights and the cameras, it's definitely takes some getting used to.
Yeah, I just did one interview out there earlier, and that was nerve-wracking enough. So I don't know. I can imagine playing against it. And then naturally, if you get on the stream, you're typically playing a top-level player, and so something you'd have to probably play dead perfect to win anyway. And then you add the pressure. It's exciting. You see some people shoot better actually. Or
yeah, well, I'm so bad in front of a camera they won't interview me. So.
I always say I had a face made for radio, but we got out there. So.
Yeah, Ricky Evans just going about his work, and
this
was just clinical.
Made this out look easy, but I promise you there was nothing easy about this out at all. He had to have that cue ball perfect every time, and he did.
Yeah, but I would like to see Derrick break and just get a little bit more confidence and at least get one on the board. We like to see our locals get a little win against these pros. So we've seen a couple of league players that one played Chris Melling, and he won 2 or 3 racks, and that's kind of what it's all about when these amateurs especially during these open events. It's part of the experience, right? To play somebody that's such a high caliber, and you can say that hey, I was 2-2 with Chris Melling, right?
Yeah, I told one of our locals that played Chris Melling earlier, it was 1-1. I said, take a picture there to tell everybody you tied him. And but in the Kansas City Open we had a couple months ago, we did have a couple of our local league players take out a couple of the big shots. We had Sean Jones took down Jordan Shepard late in the Open, and of course Chase Stumfall, who is in a shootout. He's a little bit higher level than just your local player, but he took out Tyler Steyer, so they got some good memories for life there. So.
Yeah, and Chase normally had a hit list already, because his match for the shootout, it looked like he was going to take another big name down as well.
Yeah, he really was. He put it on Bergman there and kind of made a mistake to make it 3-2 Bergman instead of 4-1 Chase, and it kind of all changed from there. But that was an exciting match for sure. But as I kind of mentioned during that, one of Chase's matches, he's been on fire for about 6 months straight now, so doesn't surprise me that he's giving these guys a hard time
Yeah, and I'm sure the wins he had in Kansas City and the Ultimate Pool event definitely spurred him on with his confidence. To say he's playing with no fear.
Yeah, he had a tough 6-3 win on Sunday morning. He took me down. So I just told him I didn't want to play Tyler next, so I'll just go ahead and let you have this one, buddy, and see what you can do for us. So
and it worked out well, right?
Yeah, it did. You gotta have a good moment. So.
I think he's got a little funny here.
Yeah, kind of overcooked it, and he's got the one. He tied up to 14 a little bit with the combo, and then overdrew it and got a little funny on the ball.
Yeah, and I'm going to be on the team local, so I hope Derrick gets another chance just to get one on the board.
What a shot there. A little unlucky actually not try to hit that 14-8 from when he hit off the knuckle there.
Yeah, so looks like Derrick's going to get back to the table unless Ricky comes up with something.
Gave it a roll and didn't give up ball in hand, so that's a start there, but Derrick still has a very navigating. I think he can definitely navigate here with where it ended up, so let's hope he gets started with the rack on the board, and we're cheering for the local as well. So.
Saying Derrick definitely plays quick. I'd be interested to see if he actually plays this quick on the outside of tables, and if not, he could utilize his time a little bit more, but.
Yeah, it's kind of maybe what we see a little bit on the league players when they first start. Good shot there. So rooting for him to knock this one down, baby. But yeah, some of our league players, when they first start on their 30-second shot clock, they run around like a chicken with their head cut off and they shoot, and there's 23 seconds left on the shot clock. So there we go, Derrick. Got a rack, buddy.
There we go, and I'd say you can definitely hear he's a local, and big shout out to Ricky Evans there, just giving him a round of applause for the good out, and he's got a smile on his face, which is it's great.
Yeah, definitely one of those. I actually didn't recognize Derrick until a couple of shots ago. I actually spoke with him a little bit earlier, and he said it was one of the best ran tournaments he's ever been in. I just remember he was a local. I sat down, and he was getting a drink at the bar, and I happened to be up there grabbing a water, and we talked for a little bit, and he thanked us and said he really appreciated everybody learning the rules, teaching him the rules on the outer tables, and he just loved the way that the tournament was ran. I just realized I did speak with him. So.
Yeah, and we've got referees walking around, as you can see actually in the background. I say our referees are amazing. As you know, you've been through the referee program as well, so Nate's done a little bit of everything, but I say you do see our TV referees, but we have referees walking around on the outside tables helping people rack, and also the players. I've seen a lot of players helping their opponents to rack, and they've played a tournament before, and it's just kind of a great environment overall, and the players are kind of making it that way, which is amazing.
Absolutely, and everybody's very helpful. It's a new format for everybody, so we're just trying to learn all together, and it's as we've done our third one here, it's just the knowledge level of the players. Every single tournament has just been better and better and better, from Louisiana and Kansas City and here, so making it easy on us, and just gives me more time to give head referee Scott Price a hard time, which is really what I consider my main job as a referee, is to bother him. So
yeah, and that with Jordan Shepard being the ball cleaned every shot, so
yeah,
it keeps him busy too.
And Ricky's kind of got a roadmap layout on this one after he just pocketed that ball. So
Yeah, so he's bridging over the 9, but I think he's going to be okay.
yeah, it's one of those, if you ever got that funky cue in there, you just hope you can just pocket the ball and do nothing with it. So
Yeah, but he shoots so straight, I don't think it affects him.
probably got a little thinner on this 3 ball than he wanted to, but something we think he'll be able to handle. Really good shot to use the stripes there to slow himself down for shape on that 1. So
Yeah, and Ricky's just kind of in cruise control, so I think he's played one bad shot this whole frame.
yeah. Yeah, you definitely got a tough 8 ball here, but something I think he'll be able to handle. And able to. Looks like now he's got to go low on and make it a little tougher, but
Yeah, he was oh, there it is. It got him.
there you go. There's a wide open chance for Derrick to get started here and get on the comeback trail. So.
And I think that classes another commentator's curse from you there, Nick.
Yeah. I just said I favor him to make it. I didn't say he was gonna. We're moving on to the next rack or anything. So, yeah, but I've been pretty good at it this tournament here. I think that may be curse number 4. I think I would have probably played safe 2 or 3 times off the 10-11 on this out here trying to get ball in hand, but.
Yeah, but I say if he's Derrick's looks like he's done the hard work. If he can just connect the dots,
No,
I think he's going to be all right.
He kind of let up on that one a little bit. It's going to take a good shot here and hit a great one and put the spin on the B. Yep, missed the side. Perfect, great shot.
So yeah, and you can tell Derrick can play. I think he's how quick he's just gone through that rack. I think just kind of the TV tables just kind of got to him a little bit, and as he rolls that 8 ball in, so that makes it 5-2 and Derrick's break.
I'm sure he was excited to get another rack on the board there and keep playing and see what he can do. Derrick's breaking this rack, we said, right? So
yeah, so another one on the board for Team Local.
Go ahead and run these out and put a little pressure back on Ricky. Sometimes bigger name players here, they're kind of free rolling a little bit, and see some of the locals get a rack or 3 on them, and they get a little nervous. And
yeah, and then all of a sudden, you break dry, and all of a sudden we got a game on our hands.
Yeah. Let's fast forward to a 6-ball shootout, and we'll have everything we want. So.
I know, yeah. Every time I've been in the booth with Stephen or JML, the 18, as we should probably call them.
Yeah, those two. Yeah.
I beg for it every time. If one rack takes longer than 3 minutes, I'm like, we could be looking at a 6-ball shootout. It's a good break as well. See, kind of momentum's changing a little bit.
Yeah, he's got some work to do on it, but what set do you would you take from here?
It looks like he's just going to go straight for him.
Yeah. First shot kind of broke it out for him. Made another cluster, but
Yeah, and that 4 ball's just kind of hampering him there. If it wasn't there, he can open it straight up. But he might be able to go in it straight from here. Just got to be careful because that cloth. There we go. It's got a little funny on it.
Yeah, I almost like taking the 11 right there and kind of drawing back and getting that out of the way, clearing the 8. I see that shot clock come into play for probably the first time ever here with Derrick.
Oh, and he's just gone and made the... Oh,
wow.
What a shot. It was definitely a big element of risk there, just banging into that 8 ball. I'm saying, it's another good shot. If he's gone this 15. Yeah, and
does he?
He's a little inside, and he's got a perfect line just to come all the way down. Oh, he just clicked into the 7.
And didn't quite have enough of it. Just give this that's what I was kind of thinking. Just give that one a ride with that rack there.
I would call it attentional pockets. Sadly, it was the cue ball that ended up in one.
Yeah, kind of playing a player of Ricky's level, you assume he's probably going to get out of anything there. So definitely just kind of give that a ride and see what you can do.
Yeah, and obviously it's kind of a free swinging it for Derrick. He didn't really have any safety options, or with the table being so wide open, it's definitely the best option just to make a good contact and kind of ride your luck a little bit.
I think both of us are afraid to say that he's a favorite to get out of this rack at this point. So,
Yeah, I think we've cursed him enough this rack. So.
As he gets nearly dead straight in, but...
So, yeah, I'm just going to stay quiet and watch him run in.
That's good. Good shot to force that angle right there. So.
Yeah, and he almost reminds me of Chase. They seem to have such a similar style, similar build, and they both kind of shoot the same speed. And
Ricky's a little bit older than Chase, but they both kind of follow the same path. Chase didn't quite win the numerous amounts of junior national champions that Ricky did, but they won one of the same awards and things of that nature. They're both from Missouri, so it's
yeah. And I know Chase had a good kind of baseball career, and I think he's kind of switched to pool and started taking a lot more serious. So, he's probably didn't quite switch on as soon as Ricky did. But
we're speaking of Chase Thumpful there. If you guys haven't watched any of the stream here, he's been one of our shootout participants, and he also can be Ricky as well. Just like Ricky, they both come from pool playing families. I mean, Chase grew up around it, and his entire family is pretty good at pool. We've got one of his cousins, and his cousin and his brother are both in this event here. His aunt, who he lives with, is also a very, very good player in her own right. So looks like Ricky first to the hill there, looking in good form and comfortable. So getting a little more chances than he probably was expecting on a string match here, but Derrick is at least give him a hard time on a couple racks. So
yeah, I'll say you can say he's 1-2 racks against a pro, which is more than I can say in my pool career.
Probably the kind of break you want right there when you're on the hill. Nothing too tied up, tough to navigate. I think I like stripes here if he's got a good starter ball.
Saying as Ricky runs through this rack, we've got a great match coming up next. Two of the UK's best players. We've got Top Cat and the Wizard, Jordan Shepherd, and Tom Cousins. So it's you guys are going to be lucky. You're going to have the A-team back on commentary and two of the best in the UK. So it's definitely going to be a good match to watch.
Battle of Wells there, right? Aren't they both Welsh?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So it's definitely going to be an interesting match, and one that could go down to the wire. And really one that could be in the final if they didn't draw each other.
It's kind of early here, but
so
of course we get to that redraw on the final 16. There's 32, so could even possibly see the matchup again. Who knows? So it's
it wouldn't be a bad match to watch twice. So,
I'll tell you what, not only being maybe a little bit biased with the American in me, but I think Justin Bergman's going to be tough to beat this tournament. He looked in really, really good form in the shootout, and Ricky with an unexpected miss there and kind of giving Derrick another chance at the table. So, but yeah, I think Justin Bergman's my pick to finish the double dip and win both here in this tournament. So
yeah, I would. I need to be biased.
No, these guys are all a joy to watch 8-ball. I've learned a lot over these last 3 tournaments from both the American pros, the UK pros. And what's really cool, like I said, I kind of mentioned on a couple of different of the commentating that I've done here, that the smaller venue here and the amount of talent we have from all the pool players, you're just walking amongst the pros and they're all so approachable. They'll give you tips, they'll help you out, they'll sign autographs, and it's just a really awesome experience as a pool player and fan.
Absolutely, and you see kind of that first day, and you know, all the pros get here on Wednesday, and you know, we had a nice tournament, and you can see the players are all, you know, the locals are like, oh, look who's just walked in the building, and look who that is, and they're kind of a little shy at first, and they don't want to ask him for a photo. And you know, obviously we've all been socializing and hanging out, and they're almost laughing and joking with all the pros, and saying Ricky Evans finishes it off there, and Derrick did himself proud. And
yeah, it looks like Ricky take down the score 7-2, moves on, and Derrick still got another fighting chance. So like I said, we'll be back here soon, shortly, with Jordan Shepherd versus Tom Cousins. Like I said, a UK matchup here, two of the very best from that side of the pond. So yeah, that should be exciting. Stick around.
We'll get an interview from Stephen Wyatt right now with Ricky Evans.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Ultimate Pool USA presents the Ultimate Pool USA League Grand Finals. You and your team climb the leaderboards for a shot of winning the $100,000 first prize. Survive the heart-pounding formats of match and shot clocks. Deliver for your teammates when it matters most. Track your progress with Ultimate Pool Score. All roads lead to the Grand Finals in October 2025, and your chance to claim a $100,000 first prize. And because our motto is for the players, all prizes are cash payouts. Begin your journey now and sign up to your local Ultimate Pool USA League. Ultimate Pool USA, for the players.
Back in the arena, Ultimate Pool USA here at the Colorado Open, and I'm here with Ricky Evans. Final 32. How do you feel about that one?
I feel good. I feel if I'm going to get to the finals, hopefully I get a couple more matches on this table before we get to the really, really tough nitty-gritty. This table plays really slick compared to the rest of the equipment. So a couple draws got away from me, like backspin shots, but other than that, I felt pretty comfortable. It's still a rectangle table with 6 pockets.
That's right. The big thing for me was your break seems to be working. You only broke dry, I think, 1 out of your breaks.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal because, as we've seen, the people who've been successful on this table, Bergman, Tom Cousins, Melling, Jordan Shepherd, Thompson, they've all had good breaks. So did you change something? Because I know you were having some trouble last night.
Yeah, I broke 1 from the center, and as the cloth gets more wore in with the 8 on the spot, the balls aren't going in the side. So I'm having to break from the side and slap back into the rack off 1 rail. That seems to work really well. If you get a good breakout and being able to pick either stripes or solid after the break, not having to shoot what you make, it's a walk in the park. As long as you're on, then if somebody breaks dry, that's the match. If somebody makes 1 mistake, it's going to be the match 100%.
Yeah,
so.
And hats off to your opponent. I think really just the cameras, the lights, it
Yeah,
was all a little much, but I mean, nice guy.
We saw a couple glimpses of him, of his actual game. Yeah.
He played pretty well, other than just maybe the pressure got to him a little bit.
Yeah.
And it can do that because this arena is daunting.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a player, I'm sure.
Very bright, a lot of people watching. But yeah, if it was out there on the floor, not on this table, I think it would have been a lot closer of a match. He seemed like he had game. It just a little uncomfortable under the lights for the first time, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's a big.
I know I was uncomfortable every time under the lights. So.
That's a big compliment from you for him. So congratulations, you're in the final 32. Go home, get some rest,
yes,
come
sir.
back to win it. Yeah,
I'm going to come back tomorrow fresh and win it.
I love it.
McDermott Hughes and Hustle USA. Thank you so much.
There we go. One of the best matches we've seen all day was involving Jordan Shepherd, and we're going to see him again. Jordan Shepherd, Shehan Thompson, right here in the arena when we come back. All right, guys, we are right back into the action. Shane Thompson winning the lag. Jordan Shepard and Shane Thompson. This is really going to be a fun match. I'm pretty excited for this one. Of course, Stephen Wyatt and Mr. Stephen Jameson here in the booth with you. Steve, how you been doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. It's
been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah.
we've been off and on, and
yeah, I'm really excited for this game. It's one that as soon as it was drawn in the winners' qualification, it was one I was excited for. These two know each other very, very well. They're familiar foes in that sense.
Yeah, and I talked to Shane a little bit before the match, and he was like, yeah, it's a tough draw, but it's better now than the next round.
Yeah, so. I think so. I think that's a good way to look at it. We talked about it, didn't we, right at the start of the evening show, that you can sort of look at it one or two ways. If you get bumped into the losers now, you're probably going to have a pretty tough match. You could draw someone really difficult when you're into single elimination then, essentially. Or you can frame it in your mind and go, well, I've got two chances here to get myself into the last 32. And I think, from speaking to Shane before, I think that's exactly how he, at least, is approaching it. Very relaxed. This was single limb at this stage. I think safe to say he'd probably be a little bit more fighting fit, shall we say, for this match.
Yeah, and I think it's probably the opposite for Jordan. I think Jordan just simply wants to win. He's got a determination about him, and we both have been around Jordan. At least I've been around Jordan enough to know now that he has a pretty dry sense of humor. He's a fun guy, and he likes to have a little of that silly banter with everybody. But he looks very serious, and he looks like he came here to do business.
Yeah, these two haven't ran into each other all that often in the ultimate pool side of things back in the UK. One reason or another. Their overall record will date back a good few years, I'm sure, but at least in an ultimate pool sense, they met once. In 2022, Jordan got the win, but that's going to have no bearing on this game, as Shane starts well.
Well, the last time we saw Shane on the TV table was during the shootout. Oh, there's a huge list of achievements. Look at this. 4-time Ultimate Pool Series champion, 6-time World Team Champion, 4-time European Team Champion. That's a big list. That's multi-time champion. So I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, used to winning, and part of that England team that is very, very dominant in the team championships. But just to get into that England team is an accolade within itself. So Jordan breaks off, and well, couldn't have wished for a better break, to be honest with you. They're all careering towards that top left corner pocket.
Yeah, it makes it a little messy up top, but it's easily manageable from there. It's really just this first ball that he needs to get in.
Yeah, there's definitely some figuring out to do, because I think he's going to want to take stripes. I think. Could be wrong.
I like the stripes as well.
I think you've got to start down low.
And it's not the shot in the shape that you want to start off with, but it's the one that's going to work.
Yeah, that's not bad. 10 ball, I think he has access to the 10 ball.
I think he definitely does.
Yeah, pretty tight. I think he can sneak through, but the issue is the 5, because that blocks the 9. If he can nudge that out the way and land maybe on the 15, that would be pretty perfect.
And I actually think, and I may be wrong, it depends on how he likes it, but I actually like just kind of babying this 15 ball in the pocket and rolling forward for the I think the 9 goes past the 5 now. He could also just stop it and shoot it down in the corner. Yeah, I like that. It's going to help him get to the 13 ball. All he's really got to do is roll forward.
Yeah, just like that. And in the blink of an eye, it's 1-1. That's nicely navigated by Jordan Shepherd.
Well, you know what I see here is I see both players playing very comfortably.
Yeah, they've almost got used to it, haven't they?
And Shane hasn't seen this TV table a lot. He played in the shootout, but he didn't get many chances against his opponent. Being Ricky Evans that we just saw in the previous match. Ricky came out pretty hot, and Shane had a battle on his hands. So we haven't really seen him on the TV table since then. Of course, Jordan Shepherd has ran into several big battles in the last 24 hours. Quite a few of them on this table.
Yeah, he's had some decent exposure, at least, to the conditions, Jordan Shepherd. Shehan Thompson's Colorado Open experience didn't start particularly nicely for him. He overcame a hell battle in the very first rounds. I spoke to him after that, and he was just so relieved to be out of there. One of those matches where it will not live very long in his memory if it can be avoided. One of those matches that you tend to get on those outside tables at times that don't quite come kindly to you. Got to scrap and claw sometimes to get through the rounds. It's a lesser spotted bridge for the safe cracker.
So these guys, specifically the European players that come over, are they going to be pretty comfortable with the rest, with the bridge?
You know, it's similar to here, I'd imagine, in that some players are and some players will actively try not to.
I know
it's not a general rule. Those who have a very strong snooker background will generally be pretty okay with it, and Jordan's a superb snooker player.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was something that was common or not, but I know some people have a pretty love-hate relationship with the bridge.
Yeah, and it's a similar thing in the UK, to be honest with you. There's a little bit more familiarity, but it's probably about the same to be honest with you, because it's the same in the UK as it is in the US. Every table has a bridge, or in the UK we call it a rest, underneath it. No, some people really don't want to use it, some people don't mind.
I've been to pull-offs that you get lucky if there's one bridge in the whole room. So sometimes you got to learn to do that one-handed push shot from across the table. And luckily, these guys don't have to do that. Bridge is provided at every table by Rec Room Underground. So they've really embraced us and given us all the equipment we need to run our event. And there we go. Rack number 3 is going to go to Shehan Thompson. And we've seen a perfect set so far.
Yeah, and it may well come down to who makes the first mistake. Just sort of want to set the tone really in this match, because right now these two are going blow for blow, band for band.
And there you see in the background what I like to call the silent assassin. Very quiet and reserved Chris Reinhold. He almost has a sense of humor like Jordan. Once you get to know him a little bit, he likes to crack jokes on you. But we also see the Kansas City runner-up from the Open, Joe Prince, in the background.
Yeah, very much not a silent assassin.
No, not at all. I haven't spoken to Joe. I don't know how he's doing in the event. I know he had a lot of fun at Kansas City and was glad to be back.
Well, I can tell you he was just playing against Tom Cousins, because that match was on the table right outside our commentary room.
You're right. I actually do remember seeing both of them there.
So, stand by, caller. I'll get back to you with the result of that in just a moment.
But I tell you what, Joe looked pretty smiley.
He did
a minute ago.
But reading into his body language is always a risky game, in my experience.
Wouldn't that be a bit of an upset?
Yeah, it would.
Excited to see who all makes that winner's qualification. One of my very good friends from my home area, used to travel with him pretty much every weekend. His name is Ray. He has made the final 32, undefeated so far. And that's a big accomplishment in the field that we have.
Well, your suspicions were correct. Joe Prince wins against Tom Cousins, who's been bumped to the loser's side. Big win that for Joe Prince.
Yeah, well, you know, he came and did big business in Kansas City. He came out to play, and maybe Joe's found his calling on these American tables.
Yeah, there's absolutely a possibility.
Only falling to the eventual winner, Chris Melling, in which Chris played an absolutely phenomenal set.
Potential big game as well in the loser's side, as Tom Cousins in the loser's qualification waits the winner of Tony Gonzalez Jr. and Kevin Guimond.
Well, we saw Kevin put up a big fight against Jordan Shepherd earlier. Big fight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was close, that one. Other notable names currently in losers round 3, as we're going to see Jordan in just a moment knock off wrap number 4. Caden Herback, the junior champion from Kansas City, he's in losers round 3 at the moment. So to Tyrell Blowers, who we saw in the shootout, as Sheppy makes it 2 each. We've also got Chase Stumfault in there, so too David Matlock, who's had to put a bit of a run together.
I think did Matlock lose his opening round?
He did, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's against Bustamante first thing this morning.
That's right. Joven still going good. Look at this list of accomplishments here. 2024 Kansas City Shootout Champion. I know Jordan's in love with that one. 2-time Ultimate Pool Pro Series champion and a 6 times Shootout champion. Jordan really built for the shootout there.
Yeah, he's the absolute king of those events. They were run over the course of about 2 years prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, and he was almost unstoppable in them, really. His game really suits the shootout format. But he's worked pretty hard on his game in the last couple of years, especially as Jordan. Worked a lot on his mental side of things and how he approaches everything out there on the table. I'm a big believer, and he is too, that a huge majority of this game is played in your head.
Well, and I have to agree with that.
Shane breaks dry, gives Jordan the first chance to really counter punch here and break the serve.
And you know what I love the most about these events is we go somewhere and we run into a player that I don't know and that you don't know and that nobody really has an idea of, and they fall in love with the format and they follow us everywhere. So I've had a couple players here in Colorado come up and talk to me, have a conversation, and they're already begging, hey, well, when's the next one? Where's the next one? We want to come play. We need to ask off for work. We need to make travel plans. So, and that just shows that this really is a great event to be at, and I love being a part of that, being a part of the team that puts on these great events like that. It really is fun.
Another notable result that I'm just taking a look at in the winners qualification, Gabe Owen bumping Amy Beecham to the losers' side. 7-4 victory for Gabe, and there's losers qualification round is going to be full of very, very good players, as it usually is.
Yeah, that's it really is. When it rounds out and we get our final 32, I have a feeling that it's going to be just, it's going to be hard to pick matches to go on the stream table, because I think it's going to be one of those situations where every single one of them is worthy of being on the TV table. There's a lot of good players here.
Yeah, there really is. Just to bring you up to speed with the other winners qualification matches. Cleve Thompson falling to Jovan Bustamante, 7-4 the win for Jovan. Jim Calderon is 5-1 up on Primo Frere. Jonathan Lopez 7-1 winner over Lamar Clack. Gabe Owen 7-4 over Amy Beecham. Adam Cisneros getting the win over Marty Walczewski, 7-3. Brad Volmer 7-5 winner over Sean Halleck. Joe Prince getting the win over Tom Cousins, 7-5. Ray Reeves taking down Nicholas Keller, 7-4. Jackie Yang 7-3 winner over Chad Comstock. Chris Orenhold through 7-4 against Zach Bryan. Ricky Evans 7-2 winner over Derrick Shehan. We saw that match a moment ago on the stream.
And this is a big match here. Sheppy goes up 3-2. He's going to break the perfect game serve. And the last thing he wants to do here is have an unsuccessful break. So we'll see how this one rolls out.
That's a cracking break from Sheppy. Can't hit them much better than that.
Yeah, he's got one issue here, and it's not really an issue. Just going to take some working to move out, and I think he'll be set. This 15 ball being on the rail, again, it's not a major problem, but it is something that he's going to have to deal with. I'm sure he's going to want to take it out early. Doesn't want to get right up on it. I think he'll be okay here. Just don't want to overcut it. We've seen a lot of people do that on this table. Oh, and he undercut it and he hit the point. So Shehan Thompson coming to the table now.
Well, that's the first mistake in open table when it comes from Jordan Shepherd's side. Did not see it coming, in truth. The solids are okay. He's landed perfectly on this 6 to develop the 5.
Yeah, the 4-1 is actually makeable. And as long as you hit it just right, just a touch, you can definitely make the 4 and the 1. Just don't want to, you want a little bit of an angle on it. That way you can just clip off of it.
That's a nice shot there. Develop the 5 ball from Shehan Thompson.
This is not the easiest shot in the world to shoot at if he shoots that 5. It's long, it's a thinner cut. He needs to give it its due diligence. Great shot.
And never in doubt. Well played shot. Combo coming next.
I like being at an angle on this. That way you can just clip the 4 flat. I don't like going straight at it, but he played it perfect. I was scared of that 4 ball moving a little bit and really messing him up. And Shehan really just smooth on the shot.
Yeah, and he used the 9 there to be able to hold the cue ball. It's just a nice little touch and a perfect counter clearance this from Shehan Thompson. He's been in perfect position all the way through, really. Wasn't a guarantee when he came to the table, but
and this is to steal the serve back, because it will be Shehan Thompson taking down the rack. It's now 3-3, and it's going to be Shehan Thompson's break.
yeah, it's Jordan Shepherd who blinks first. Shehan Thompson still yet to make a mistake once he's been at the table.
And really, I think the shot that Jordan missed might have been just simply a mental style error. You know, we talk about Jordan not making many of those, but I think that one was definitely one because it looked like he was way more interested in getting the shape on the next ball. And unfortunately on that shot, it's one of those that you normally, most people overcut it, and Jordan just simply undercut it, and it caught the point of the pocket.
Yeah, and there's a reason why it's well known as been a bit of a trope and a bit of a cliche, but as soon as you do take your eye off, it really can immediately impact what you're trying to do.
And look at that break from Shehan, and Jordan just jumping up at the table, walking almost right through Shehan to get back up there. He's very excited to get up, and the 12 ball really in danger of falling in that pocket, but no dice. Shepard really just taking control of this rack and eyeballing it down and doing what he has to do to take it home. Shehan's break not as successful as he needs it to be at the moment. Nice little drawback on that shot. He's going to get to the 8 ball in almost record time, it seems. And it is 4-3 Jordan Shepard with right around 23 minutes left on the clock. I said it last night, and I think I jinxed it during the Jordan and Chris match, but I don't think this has any fear of going to a 6-ball shootout. Of course, like I said, we mentioned that at the beginning of Chris and Jordan's match, because of all the matches in the shootout, the one that you'd least think would go to a 6-ball shootout is probably that match.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Two of the fastest players I've ever seen, and I've been around the game just long enough to know.
Break from Jordan. It's what's sort of keeping him ahead of the 8-ball here. He has made one mistake. Shehan Thompson has still been perfect, but Jordan's break has just been that touch more reliable. He's had the lion's share of the chances here, and a good opportunity to almost sense the finish line by getting to 5 first. In a race to 7-5 always feels like a big obstacle to overcome.
Made a good shot there to move that out.
And the Welsh Wizard is in business again here. Struggling to find areas where this is going to go wrong.
Yeah, Jordan's in a really good spot here. Come out well, and that might would have wanted to move a little bit further, but I think he's going to go okay.
Yeah, beautifully executed.
Came up a little awkward, but he's going to be okay.
He was never missing that. 5-3 the lead. Slowly eking towards the finishing line.
And the first real mistake we saw was from Jordan, but
Shane's done nothing wrong.
The braking errors are the only reason that the score is like that. No missed balls by Shane Thompson, but down 2 games because his break has not been the greatest.
And how often do we say it at top level? Sometimes it is just about the break.
You know, the execution still has to be there afterwards, but I mean, yeah, it's trying to go from A to C without going through B. You have to break and you have to make a ball in order to be able to run those balls. So if you're not breaking and making a ball in the break on at least 4 breaks in a row, you cannot have a perfect match. And Shane's breaking woes continue. The fortunate part is this is a really disgusting layout here. Look at the cue ball hits the point, almost gets kissed in, and I do believe it is touching 13 or just slightly off. It's really just not a good position to be in for Jordan. I don't know how he gets out of it. Well, that's how.
There you go. Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay, so that's one problem solved. This next one is the 4 ball.
And I think we're about to see that right here. Into the 13 to move the 4. Well, that's what he wanted.
I'll take that, that's okay.
And now it's opened up after he shoots the 1 ball. He can take it. So, yeah, this should be a rack out for Jordan. And unfortunately for Shane Thompson here, it looks like Jordan may be getting to the hill. Don't want to dismiss it and say that there's no possibility that he doesn't get out, but I don't think it's very probable, say that much.
Nice angle here just to drift.
Yeah, that's a great shot there. Just gonna do a little bit of a drag shot across the table. Give himself an opportunity at the 2 ball. And then to the 8. There's not much you can say about that. It's Jordan Shepherd doing what he does. And I'd be interested to get his words afterwards about his breaking, because it seems as though his breaking has really put him in a position to be where he is right now. And
yeah, it looks like he's found his spot, doesn't it? I think for Shane Thompson, you know, we spoke to him before the the match in his frame of reference as well. I've done well to get here. 2 chances now to get into the last 32. And
well, whatever Sheppy's doing on the break,
it's working. He's found the magic sauce, that's for sure. Worth pointing out the loser of this match, which at the moment odds on to be Shehan Thompson, with Jordan Shepherd at the table on the hill, will go into the losers qualification rounds, where they will face either Tyrell Blowers or Shane Petrick.
Shane Petrick, obviously we saw him earlier, and I'll admit I have a little bit of a soft spot for him. He's a Texas kid. And Tyrell Blowers, another one that we have spent some time with this weekend, another one who also had a match where he didn't get to really showcase what he could do on the TV table. So those two gentlemen have both felt the wrath of the TV table against Tom Cousins and Chris Melling respectively. So the opportunity to play one of these players, I'm sure, is jumping at them because they want a little bit of revenge.
Jordan Shepherd is flying. He can taste the winning line. A quick 1, 2, 3 salvo. And that is all she wrote. Jordan Shepherd wins the All-UK battle and dumps Shane Thompson into the B-side, where he's going to have to fight for his right to enter the last 32. Jordan Shepherd, though, is in there already, and he's sitting pretty in the final 32. We'll speak to Sheppy in just a moment.
Ultimate Pool USA presents the Ultimate Pool USA League Grand Finals. You and your team climb the leaderboards for a shot of winning the $100,000 first prize. Survive the heart-pounding formats of match and shot clocks. Deliver for your teammates when it matters most. Track your progress with Ultimate Pool Score. All roads lead to the Grand Finals in October 2025, and your chance to claim a $100,000 first prize. And because our motto is for the players, all prizes are cash payouts. Begin your journey now and sign up to your local Ultimate Pool USA League. Ultimate Pool USA, for the players.
Winners draw, well played, sir. That was about as tough a draw as you probably could have got, to be honest, for a winners qualification round. How everyone always says, well, at least I've got 2 shots to get into the last 32, but how relieved are you to win it and not have to go into that loser side?
Very relieved. Obviously, you know what you got to do to beat Shehan. I come in with a game plan before I started, which is which is nice really when you know how someone plays. Obviously, a lot of the American people who we play against, that I've never seen them before, so I don't know if they like Shane Van Bonen or some random off the street, you know. So it kind of like, I don't know. It's just when you know what you got to do with it. Obviously, it's a lot. I find it a lot easier to get on with it.
Yeah, well, it wasn't Shane Van Bonen, it was Shane Van Moning in the other chair, wasn't it? But to be fair to him, didn't do anything wrong. He actually played a perfect game, but the difference, as it can be in these matches between two quality players, was the break.
Yeah.
And you seem to have found a little bit of a secret sauce.
Touch wood. Yeah. When I seen him side breaking, I was very, very happy to see, because the first two frames he side broke, and obviously they're playing to get the wing balls in there, and it was going nowhere near. So like the two balls that he got in the first two frames, they've trickled in the middle, and when I kept seeing him going, I thought, yeah, keep going that way, keep going, because you're going to make, I don't think you're going to get as much success as you would from the front, you know.
So what was the difference then for you with what you were doing? Because you seem to be hitting them really hard,
Yeah.
but you were getting some really good success. Some of the splits you were leaving were amazing, really.
Yeah, a couple of them, I think you would have got them.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, just I moved the white, I'm not even talking half a roll, just moved it slightly to the side. I think it's all in your head really, obviously. Sometimes it's your day, sometimes it's not. And luckily that was my night really. But yeah, I hit them good though. I creamed 5 breaks and I hit everyone perfect, I think.
Yeah, you did. Are we willing to admit whose break cue it is?
Yeah, Big Steve's, yeah. I've been borrowing chases.
He's been really good, you know. He's just done a whole match on commentary with me on this game. He's watched you break like a dream, and he's not mentioned that it's his cue once.
No.
So I thought I'd give you the opportunity to
thanks,
tell the
Steve.
world.
Also chase well, but Nelson Batista, he's got one of his tips on the Black Storm, and it's unbelievable.
Our friends at RO Tips, but
yeah, Horo Tips, yeah, great tips.
yeah, and a great performance. So we will see you in the winner's draw tomorrow, mate.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Congratulations.
Thanks, pal.
And he can enjoy the rest of his evening now while the rest of them sweat it out. Next up in the winners' qualification match is Justin Bergman. He's got a tough one too, as Damian Pongpanik awaits him.
My break tip is completely different from everything that is on the market. Combines the qualities of like a playing tip with a super powerful tip. It's like a tip on the steroids. You can open with less power and still have spin and split the pack perfectly, but you can go for the power breaking and you still have control. You just need to know how to do it. A lot of players that they told me that because they use so less power on breaking, they can focus on accuracy and the rack always splits the way they want. And because they are not using the power, they keep that accuracy and its reliability. I believe that when you're going to buy something, you need to believe on it and buy it perfectly. And on my side, what I believe is, if I'm going to offer you something, it needs to be better than I was expecting before buying itself. It increases its It's fantastic. It's super good. And they are consistent. They still have power or more power than the normal tips, and they last. And that's what I want. It really feeds me on. When people say thanks and they like the product and they are happy, I feel joy to myself. It's not really just proud, it's just joy. I feel happy.
I hope you're enjoying the coverage so far of Justin Bergman and Damian Pongpanik. I've just rejoined my commentary chair for the time being. Quick shuffle over from the arena into the booth. Justin Bergman continuing to break really, really well. The breaker, a topic of hot discussion in that last interview there with Jordan Shepherd, and he mentioned how he couldn't really see why his opponent was persisting with the side break. Feels like the front is always the way to go, but the way that Justin's been hitting that side break, he will continue plundering that, and so successful with it. He seems to have found a little spot, a little bit of secret sauce that's giving him plenty of chances, and with the form that he's showing, he's tended to be taking them. That isn't ideal though. He wanted to slide by the three, didn't quite grip into the felt as much as he would have liked off that shot. So a little shot to play here. It's a touchy one. He's used his extension, so had to just judge that well, and well, he's landed about as well as he could there. Really. Looking to go around the houses here. Now that'll do. Hits the gap, 8-ball waiting for Justin Bergman in this first rack against Damian Pongpanik. Goes 1-0 in front of the Iceberg. I'd like to say, joining me in the booth, better late than never, but I'm so glad he's here. Jeremy Handley joins us, and you seem to be the Bergman man.
Yeah.
Well, whenever you join us, it's a Bergman game. I don't think it's a coincidence.
I couldn't help myself. They said you needed somebody in here. I said, oh, I guess I'll do it.
Great matchup as well we've got. It's a good first game from Justin, but he knows he'll be in a match here against Damian Pongpanik.
Yeah, Damian can play a little for sure. We've seen a little bit of it in the shootout.
Yeah, not exactly the easiest draw, similar to what Shehan and Jordan experienced for winners qualification rounds. It's one of those where you're glad this is on the double limb side. Yeah, I'll be pretty pleased with that, Damian. Good strong break. Slightly funky leave though. There's a couple of issues here on both suits. Solids look like a little bit of a touch of a non-starter, really, but then Stripes have got its fair share of problems. The 11's an issue.
Yeah, there's nothing too easy about either one of these here. I think I'm going to have to go Stripes. It's got the less problems, right?
Yeah, it's still, it's the lesser of two evils, but it's definitely still an evil one. Can he do anything with this shot here to further his cause? Yeah, I love that.
Very nice.
Great choice of shot, good execution from Damian.
That's what you see these good players do. They address the problem early, get it out. Kind of the key to the rack there.
And 13's still a slight issue for him.
Yeah, I was sitting here trying to work it out.
He just needs to land on it really nicely. He can land on it. You can see where he's pointing his cue there. That's optimal. He wants to be as straight as he can, but the straighter he is, the more in danger he is of not being on it. There's an argument maybe for leaving it last.
Yeah, I mean, you could almost just play a stop shot on the 14. Leave yourself enough with the 13 and an angle, you know, to work the cue ball back out. We'll see what he comes up with. He may try to hit the gap right here, and if he doesn't get it, he's got the 14 as a backup. Could always.
Yeah, comes back that way. I don't think he can avoid the 7 here. This one is difficult. Might just be able to. Oh, he could. Yeah, that's where we often say in our position in the booth that, you know, the ones who really know what's available are the players who are at the table, and that's a good example of it.
Yeah, I don't think he ever gave our plan a thought.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing there, Damian. Oh, wow. Yeah. Gasp of air from you alongside me. I wasn't expecting that either.
He got a little flat on it, and he kind of had to force it. I think he's trying to come off one rail and back out, but
even then, surprised to see the miss.
Maybe a little nerves in that stroke. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
He is playing Bergman.
Yeah, he knows. I think these two go back quite a long way. It was all about the ability of the man in the other chair.
I gotta say, I like Justin's pink shirt. Should have kept it.
Yeah, if you're not sure what Jeremy's referring to, we had Justin play this afternoon in what was a really fruity number, really, like a neon pink, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think I heard him say it was the first time he's wore pink.
It looked like it wasn't. He looked very comfortable out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a guy who's, you know, pretty reserved and keeps himself to himself around the arena. Yeah, it was quite a loud shirt to be wearing, wasn't it? Could miss him. It's about the same colour as Damian's glove that he's wearing. It was.
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like cut from the same cloth. It was bright. He's gone back to his shootout blue. This is the shirt that he won the title in last night. Maybe a good omen for him. And this was by far and away, this wasn't an easy run out on solids. He'd have been absolutely ecstatic to just come to the table because he wouldn't have expected to, especially as Damian got as far as his final strike. But just the way they were lined up, the solids, they just required a very decent clearance. Maybe a tough one than you might expect, having sort of seen your opponent miss their last ball. As you see, the record of Justin Bergman, 4 times the Mosconi Cup player. Very, very handy one-pocket player as well. And as you see, the 2019 Derby City Classic all-around runner-up, which just shows there really is no end to his talents on the table. He can do it all.
Yeah, natural cueist here. He's plays all games at world-class level, I feel like. I think a lot of people would agree with me.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to find people lining up to disagree. Very popular winner last night, Justin Bergman. And it's all been built off this break. It's been quite an understated part of his game in the last couple of days, but every time I've seen him, he has been very, very successful with this break, and he's making that ball to the bottom right on repeat.
Which is ironic for Bergman, because everybody knows notoriously his break is kind of on the bad side. So
yeah, it's
hitting them well here though.
It's the weakest part of a very, very good game. It's all relative, of course. He's got a very good break, obviously, but it's the rest of his game is so special that the break does stand out a little as maybe not being as elite as the rest of Bergman's elements, but for sure here in Colorado he has worked something out. He's found where he needs to be.
Yeah, the second ball break seems to be working really well on these tables. I'm seeing a lot of players using it, even on the outer tables. So it seems to be the go-to.
So solid's the call. 5-ball just might need a bit of developing. If it doesn't, he will more than happily play on it. He's got options here. He can move into it now, or he can land on it now. It looks like he's trying to bump it, which probably means it doesn't go anywhere. He's got perfect angle to come into it here. Just a nice simple shot. It's probably landed about as awkward as it could, really.
Yeah, he's got a long combo or somewhat of a thin cut there, stretched out. So let's see what he likes. Oh no, I think he's looking at the 6 in the side here. Okay.
He obviously feels that he can nip this. Yeah, that's a very good shot. Going to take the 5 next. Quite in the thickest part of the side pocket. And he's got that lovely touch, Justin Bergman, to kill the cue ball. Oh, now then, that is disaster.
Yeah, he's creating himself a problem here. Although I think he can address it pretty easily. He can hit that 9 with a little bit of speed and keep himself there for the 3. Yeah, it's a good shot.
And he covers it well. Just goes to show you can never quite get away with playing a bad shot. You've always got to be on it.
Yeah, this game will definitely punish you that way. Take it for granted for 1 second.
We'll take this. It's not quite been smooth sailing, but chance for 3-0. Justin Bergman will not sniff at it. Yeah, very, very good. There he goes. He's in some form at the moment. Here's the iceberg.
Yeah, he's focused. He seems like he wants it.
Yeah, he looks like he's got that hunger, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday in the shootout. Absolutely awesome performance. And, you know, he's playing to such a high level at the minute. it's at the level where he's playing like, well, how do you beat this? Because he's breaking fantastically well. He doesn't look like making a mistake in open table.
Better win the lag. Hope for the best.
You get the sense that he's almost in complete control of his cue ball, which is the single biggest weapon you can have in this game, especially in 8-ball.
Oh yeah, small table 8-ball. You've got to be precise with the cue ball, and he does it so well. His touch, like you mentioned earlier, he just floats that cue ball around there so nice.
Another big break from Pongpanik. Another interesting split. This is not easy. Maybe forced into taking solids. I think stripes are a bit of a non-starter.
No, I think he's on the right ball to shoot here. 6 has a pocket. Oh, you don't want to ball. Oh, he did not want to do that.
Oh, is that 6 still sneak past? Gonna watch Damian's reaction here. He'll tell us before we can see it, and I don't think it does. Yeah, the reason why he had to go solids was really because of that 6 ball.
Yeah. He'd have been pretty good there if he didn't touch the 6. Had a pretty good layout. Now I don't know what he's going to do here. It's always dangerous when the 8-ball is that close, right? And you got to try to break it out.
Yeah, you've got to be so precise here. So precise.
I like what he's thinking here. Dangerous.
Yeah, this is brave. This is brave.
He goes for it.
That's one problem solved.
Now here's, can you shoot the 6 into that point and then off the 8 into the side? Does that go?
I feel like we might be about to find out.
Is that a little too much going on, J-Mo?
No, it might be the only way you can do it. Oh, he's through on the 5 here. That helps him. Is he straight enough that he can maybe draw this back and nudge? It would be a risk.
Yeah. Try to pinch it into the pocket a little bit and see if you can. Oh.
Shot clock pressure as well, and he fouled there, I think. Just ran out of time, Damian Pongpanik. And you have to feel for him. It's such a fiddly rack to work out.
Yeah, it's a weird one, right? And it just got worse.
Yeah, just knocked the 11 with his cue, which was the foul, in case you didn't see it. But just got caught out by that shot clock. And we can forgive him that. Usually we say, 30 seconds with an extension, and it sort of feels like an age really nowadays in the speed that we play the game. But that was a situation that really did require some working out, and I feel for Damian there.
There just wasn't a clear, idea of what to do there. It's kind of trying to work it out in 30, 45 seconds. Yeah, it's tough.
When you're already 3-0 down to Justin Bergman, it's less than ideal. And pretty perfect. Not a false note. Cue ball on a dime from Justin Bergman. 4-0 in front.
Has he made a mistake yet?
If he's splitting hairs, he played one slightly dodgy positional shot, but then he solved it with the next one, so I don't think we can really call that a mistake. I don't think I'm brave enough to. I can't remember the last time I saw him make a mistake this weekend. I feel like every time I've seen Justin play, I've not commentated on every match of his, but I've done a few. I can't remember many mistakes he's made.
Yeah.
He's playing so well at the moment. His break next too. Just checking with Damian, who sort of begrudgingly goes, "Yeah, it's you." I just want you to watch this break of Bergman's here. Keep an eye on the bottom right corner pocket. That seems to be the magic spot that he's found. There he goes.
You're absolutely right. He's got that corner ball wired.
Right in the heart of the pocket. He's just found the spot. Almost feels like a 9-ball break when it's like that. That almost feels repeatable for him. It's been so consistent.
And that's scary for the rest of the field if he's got that worked out.
Well, the rest of the field needs to be taking some notes. They need to be out there with a pen and paper and plotting that one.
Is anybody breaking head ball that you've seen so far?
Well, interestingly, it was a big discussion in the last match because Jordan Shepherd was breaking brilliantly off the head ball, and a couple of times he was a little bit loose with the cue ball, but he was absolutely blitzing the pack, getting a lot of power. And Shehan Thompson's side break wasn't that effective. It let him down a little bit. It was a match that only had one mistake in it. Jordan made it, but he had more chances just with the breaks and ended up running out pretty comfortable. Yes, I think you're right though. Generally, the side break seems to have been the one that's been favoured by the majority.
Yeah, it's getting the best results. So other players are taking note of that.
I think, well, once news travels that, you know, maybe Bergman's opened Pandora's box here.
He's going to make quick work of this one, I think.
Yeah, that development shot that he played was really good. Looked a little wild because it was with a lot of pace, but there was method in the madness.
Yeah, you don't really see him let the cue ball loose too often like that. So definitely had a plan worked out to perfection, it seems.
Yeah, he's a joy to watch on this form. Game simply isn't this easy.
Yeah, it shouldn't look this easy. He's got the cue ball on a string. Jeez.
Yeah, he just looks like he's almost at one with the table.
Yeah.
Just moving in synchro and in sequence with everything out there. He's playing some beautiful stuff.
Really is an art form when these guys are at this kind of level. So it's beautiful to watch at times. Other times not so much, right?
Well, we can't have it all our own way.
Right.
But yeah, just always enjoy watching the best players in the world, you know, whoever they may be. But just the way Justin plays, just the patterns are so good. Love the way he sees the game, and he's just got that art form down. So you see him take a rack out like that, and you feel like he's not really worked too hard for it, not really played a difficult part. That's the art form. Damian Pongpanik with probably his best break there. He's been pretty successful on the break, but struggled to manufacture good opportunities. This one might be his best. Even then, there's still a little bit of work.
Yeah, it looks like everything's got a pocket. The 10's a little tight, but I think it's manageable here. It's just got to find the good side of it.
Yeah, the 13 and the 14 sort of work together. may even be able to take the 14 direct. Maybe off the 9 here. And he's going to. Oh, is he?
Oh no!
Oh, he's played a bad shot there.
Oh, I think he put himself. In
I don't think he can quite believe what he's done there, Damian, because that ball was over the pocket, which meant he could just choose his line, and that's a loose one. He won't be happy with that. That's for sure. So much so, he's having to jack up here. Big shot. Yeah, it was missable. It's not raining, it's pouring for Damian Pongpanik in this one.
Yeah, it's
that one will really sting. That was a poor shot.
Yeah, he just decelerated through it and just died on him. Trying to find that little gap, but put himself in about the only spot he could where he had nothing. Bergman just working it out here. Oh, I love that shot right there.
How good is that?
Yeah. That's the little nuances right there of the world-class players. And to most people that probably doesn't look like much, but it was the way he develops the one right there because it was a problem. Man.
Well, both balls in that area were a problem. He's managed to pot one and develop the other with his first shot at the table. 8 ball is still something to be considered. He may choose to run into it, but I'd be interested to see how he goes about this.
Yes. I know he's already got something in mind, so.
Yeah, and 3 balls as well to work.
Maybe he's going to play the 3-1 rail. Yeah. Oh, okay. So he's going to get on the inside of it and back cut it, float it over. That's nice.
I do enjoy the way that Justin goes about the game, because not only does he see it so well, he also lets us see it too. You can always see what he's thinking, what he's planning out there. But there's that right there probably wasn't the best shot he's ever played. I think the original plan has been ripped up and thrown out. He's now looking at potentially playing the 8, I think off the 13. He wants to be right behind this, and he isn't. Which will make up his mind, I think.
Oh, he's going to bank this thing. Oh, he spun it off the rail.
Very nice. I'm almost certain he was intending on working the 8 ball off the 13 there. He lined it up, and I just think he was so short, he just made up his mind as to take the bank shot on, and well, when he played it that well, it was almost like, well, why didn't you just do that in the first place? Never in doubt, was it?
Just teasing us a little bit there.
Yeah, he is flying. Even when he's going wrong, he's going right. That's when you know he's on form.
Right. That kind of goes with the territory, though. Like when you're playing good, you tend to get those little bumps and those good little rolls and things. But
yeah, it's almost when you don't need it.
Yeah, right.
Because when it's not going well for you, you're just thinking, oh, really would love one of those nice nudges that happen every now and then. Never seems to arrive then. And the bad news for Damian Pongpanik is it's Justin Bergman's super break again. And
10 ball down again, corner ball.
Yeah, that is a weapon.
I think you're right, J-Mo. I think he's got it wired. I think he's got it worked out here.
I mean, one of the beauties of 8 ball, one of the absolute beauties of it, is you cannot control the break. It is always random. The splits will always be random, and you're never ever guaranteed to make a ball. No one has ever found a way the perfect break. But I think Bergman might be onto something here. The sample size is small, we admit. But yeah, if he's going to continue breaking like this, maybe he's hacked 8 ball.
That's kind of the beautiful thing about 8-ball, though. Even if he's got that worked out, it's still the patterns, and there's a lot of work to do there still. So it's still rely on a little bit of luck in that area. He's going to try to find that little gap there. I believe he did.
There's not much of one, but he's got there. 15 works to the right side pocket. He can get there next.
His vision of the table is just class.
And he's got to spring this step as well. He's swagging right now.
Yeah.
Well, this is just, it's been an exhibition, hasn't it?
It really has. Poor Damian's been on the business end of it too. It's and he's no slouch. The guy can play, but
no, he really can. Yeah, Justin Bergman with a show. What a performance. A 7-0 victory. He's into the last 32 of the Colorado Open. And just who is betting against him doing the double here in Denver? That was special from Justin Bergman. What a performance.
Yeah, that was fun to watch. It really was.
He's already getting the cue away. Fresh night's sleep for him. We'll try to speak to him in just a moment. Do stay with us. Chris Melling also still to come tonight. Thank you, Jeremy.
Yep.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Justin Bergman in the arena with us after a brilliant performance against Damian Pongpanik. 7-0 the win. Justin, that was so much fun to watch. Me and Jeremy on the commentary were just enjoying a master at work. It looked like you were just at complete ease, so comfortable. It looked like you at your best.
Yeah, no, I couldn't ask for anything more than that. I definitely played as probably my best match of the tournament. Yeah.
And I have to ask you about the break, because the whole point of 8-ball is that you're not allowed to hack the break and find a way to be constantly at the table. The amount of times we hear players moaning about, I wish the break had gone for me. But you seem to have found a way to guarantee a ball. I mean, talk us through it.
You know it probably better than I do. I know it's working for me right here, so I'm sticking with it. You know?
And that must give you so much confidence in a match, knowing that you're almost guaranteed to get the right number of chances. It's almost like cheating in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, it's everything. You know, with all these good players, if you're not breaking good, you can't win.
And you certainly are, but it's not just the breaking good, of course, isn't it? It's the patterns and the way you're seeing the game at the minute is.
You got to run the ball still, but you know. All these players, if they're breaking good, a lot of them are going to run out. You know.
Yeah.
It's a layout too.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you about that because there was a few. It looked to me like, just from watching it from the outside, that the comfortable ones you looked like you're in complete control of, play at speed, get them all done. There was a few finishes in there that were absolutely pretty tricky, but it looked like even if Plan A didn't work, there was always a Plan B.
I probably messed it up. That's why, you know. But I don't know.
Must be feeling pretty sweet right now.
Yeah, I'm happy for sure.
And we're going to let you go because you got an early night. Into the last 32 you go, and we wish you all the very best for that. And I'm imagining you're feeling pretty confident about maybe doing the double.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm going to try. I don't know. I don't know about confident, but if I break like that, I know I got a good chance. So.
Well, we loved watching you, Justin. Congratulations on a great performance, my man. And we've got Chris Melling coming up for you next. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it.
Is that what you were trying to do to me? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Mr. Chris Melling, playing a gentleman that I'm not too familiar with, but the gentleman beside me, Mr. Nate Kane, knows quite a bit about him. We all know what Chris is about. Tell me a little bit about Jeffrey.
Yeah, so Jeff Tonahill he's one of our locals from Kansas City. You guys have heard me talk about a lot of. We traveled here in a big group, about 30 total Kansas City players. Jeff's one of our good shooters in the area. You may know his little brother. You've heard me talk about him a lot. You've watched him a lot. His little brother's Chase Stumfole. So Jeff will probably tell you he taught Chase everything he knows, and Chase still can't beat him. So, but he knows Chase is quite good. He can't quite stay with him in nowadays, but he'll give him a hard time for sure.
So he has an opportunity. If he gets some open tables, that he can get some racks on Chris.
Yeah.
If he gets an opportunity.
Yeah, no, Jeff's a really good, really solid 8-ball player. His break is quite monstrous. On 1 ball on the spot, he's adjusting to 8-ball on the spot as these real sets. He actually is another one of my league players as well. He really loves the format, and I think he has the record for the most racks put on anybody in 30 minutes. He won one match 11-0. So he's a pretty quick player as well, just like Chase. And said he just the whole family is the Stumfoles. Like I said, it's his half brother here at Tonahill, but the Tonahills, Stumfoles, both big names around the Kansas City pool scene for many, many years. So it's
That's great.
No surprise they both play really well.
You know, we'll have to do a little challenge between East Texas and Kansas City, because I can tell you we've got a pretty good record there. I think we've got 13 racks out of the 30 minutes before.
Nice, yeah.
It was a -4 situation, and the ending score was 9-0.
Rare mistake by Mr. Melling there, the magician, giving Jeff an opportunity at the table. You know, most of the time we see Chris get out of those racks, but was the tight past the 14 there with the 1 ball. So
yeah, Jeff's gonna have an opportunity here, and that's all some of these guys need. Is Jeff gonna deal with the lights in the arena and the cameras and all that pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, he's not quite as exposed to it as Chase is, obviously, at this point here, but you know, Jeff's a pretty good pressure player as well. I mean, like I said, their entire family's grown up playing pool, and said he was excited to get a chance at the stream table as well. And then plus, we're kind of joking around because Chase, he lost to 1 local in Kansas City, but then he lost to Melling a couple times in the shootout and in the open, late in the open. So I said, man, you got a chance to get a little revenge for your little brother here. So.
Melling's coming for the family, huh?
Yeah. And of course, can't quite see it really great on the stream, but Jeff has he wins the reward for best mustache in our league area as well. So
I think that's probably only because Chase can't grow one yet.
Right, yeah, he's not old enough. So
well, Jeff here playing pretty well. He's going to have to make a great shot, and playing against somebody like Chris Melling, it's fun to see somebody make a Melling-esque shot.
And just shorted it a little bit there.
And Chris not going to make the same mistake twice, that's for sure. Because I think now he's seen that Jeff can pocket balls, and a lot of times you put yourself in a situation when you play real good early on against a great player, they turn the heat up. I remember years ago, very good Louisiana, Texas player named Gary Aboud. I came out on him in a race to 7, and I broke and ran the first rack, and he went into beat me up mode because he played non-stop. I watched his match prior, and he didn't play great, but he played good. But the break and run, it put a little bit of pressure on him, and he came out and wore me out, honestly. So seeing that Jeff can make balls, I'm sure Chris says, well, I can't mess around with this guy. I gotta play.
Yeah.
And you see that sometimes with players that are very, very, very good. They get it's a tough word to use. I'm going to use the word complacent.
Right.
With maybe a player that they're unfamiliar with, and that maybe they've seen miss a few balls, and you know that can come back to haunt you. Of course, Chris's experience, wealth of knowledge, I think he is not really ever going to get too complacent. That is a big break. You were not lying.
No, he hits him, and he's not afraid to, and literally Chase almost kind of has a standing offer in Kansas City area. If anybody wants to play for money, him and his brother play 8-ball, and Jeff gets all the breaks. He gets the break for the team, and Chase says we can't be beat much. So yeah, and he's not really wrong. So it's
well, that's always good when you can make an offer like that, and you know, it's Chase is a great player in his own right.
Let's see how Jeff does on this rack here. It's definitely an opportunity to get one. I think he overcooked that a little bit, probably the nerves and the not used to the table.
Yeah, doesn't want to be bridging over this, but he's going to have to because there's no real other available shot.
I guess he was trying to stay on the 14 there for that ball, but like I said, just overspun it a little bit.
Oh, yeah, you got to be careful on that shot because you can't stun it hardly any, otherwise you might scratch, and this ball's in trouble now. I do think that there's a shot there.
He's still available for the top right, it looks like, on that 12 ball, but he's got to find a shot to get there. He doesn't have any easy, obvious shot.
Cutting the 15 is tough because you got to watch the 7 ball. It's making that corner pocket real big. Oh, that's great. He just didn't.
Not doing himself much favors.
You know, he's making good shots.
Yeah.
He's just not. The development afterwards is really hurting him. I personally, I think you cross this 13 and kind of move towards a 7. I don't see a great shot here, and I think moving that 12 ball is only going to hurt him at this point. That's what I was afraid of, is just simply not having much on offer for the 14. He could follow this 3 ball in if the angle was there.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at that.
It's tough though because he's just going to try the bank.
Yeah, just kind of take his medicine there. He didn't have a whole lot else there, and just make some great shots. Just needs one more here.
I tell you this right here. You know, obviously, if he makes a shot, it's going to be a great shot, but I don't know if anybody truly understands how difficult this one's going to be because he has to throw it and hold it, and the angle is steep, and this felt is fast. So if he makes this, it's going to be a phenomenal shot.
Oh,
yeah, it's so hard to hold.
That, yeah. Of course, Jeff might be in a little disadvantage here. He's probably operating on very little sleep. He road trip with his whole family, kind of getting out for a pool tournament. His fiancee Lily, and they have a very beautiful baby girl who's just short of 1 year old named Renly. So
I've actually, you know what? I've seen Jeff, but it didn't click until just now. I've seen them kind of trading off back and forth with the little one outside.
Yeah.
So, I can understand that. He's probably not getting too much sleep at night, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
and his fiancee Lily, she's a really good player in her own right as well. Like I said, the whole family plays pool, and so they're all competitive. And
Chris able to play well here.
So their aunts, uncles, Stumfolds. Big shout out to Big Ed Stumfold, their uncle. He's a very good player in his own right. He was in Kansas City there, and he texted some friend of mine and goes, "Get Nate on the stream for this one. We want to hear him talk about Jeff." So I got to give Jeff a hard time here a little bit. So,
well, look at this, the list of accomplishments for Chris Melling. Of course, this is just a small list of his literal mountain of accomplishments. But he's the 2024 Louisiana Open champion, 2024 Kansas City Open champion, looking to add 2024 Colorado Open champion to that, but he's also a 2-time WEPF World champion. Chris, I mean, literally, they don't have a graphic big enough to list his accomplishments, but those are definitely some of the biggest ones in recent memory. And look at this break.
And the cool thing about Chris, though, is as big as that accomplishment list gets, he's still a very humble guy. Really takes care of the players that want to be interested, take pictures with him. While he was in Kansas City for the Kansas City Open, he really did some good deals on some lessons for juniors and has followed up with them and is rooting for him here and things of that nature. And Caden Herbach was one of our juniors that won the Kansas City Open there, and he got a lesson from Chris during that tournament. And he's just, no matter what we asked of him, he just said yes and was very, very kind to everybody. So I consider him a good friend now after these 3 events. And
I think
a little bit torn, but I still got to root for Jeff on this one.
I think we've all come to really consider Chris a good friend, and the big thing with Chris is I think Chris also feels like we are his friends, because there's players out there that they know the fans, they know him by name, but I truly think that Chris is just one of those humble guys that really appreciates the fandom, but also I think us as fans, we don't go overboard with the stardom,
right.
And I think he appreciates that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been really fun to watch him interact with the crowd. And Jordan Shepard and Shane Thompson, Tom Cousins as well. Tom caught him just chatting with some people earlier. I think the USA fans have really embraced some of these European players that have come over, but of course in a situation like this where it's the UK versus the USA, they are very, very fond of their American counterparts. Chris Melling playing very, very well after that first missed shot in the first rack. It is now 3-0 to the Magician.
Also, little known Chris Melling fact found out here on this trip in Denver. He's a quite accomplished Street Fighter arcade player, so he's pretty good at that. So if not only can he play pool and run out from everywhere, challenge him to an arcade game or two next time you see him. So,
well, you know who else is a very, very, and I know this personally, is a very good Street Fighter player?
You talking about Cleve?
Cleve,
yeah, Cleve. Cleve said he wanted to challenge Chris, but Chris is like, no, we don't need to.
So. Cleve is very good. I have a home arcade at the house, and he came over and stayed with me before this trip for a night. And when I tell you that I'm not a good Street Fighter player, but I can recognize one, Cleve is definitely very, very good.
Another big break there by Jeff. Another good opportunity to get on the board here. It's not a ton of problems that I see with this rack. But
yeah, cue ball almost lost it there,
yeah.
But if he keeps the cue ball on the table, he definitely has a monster break. I don't know if you got a chance to watch any of Bergman's match a minute ago, but he has really found the break.
Has he? Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to. Actually, I was doing a little bit of floor ref in there. I got a kind of mini hat somewhere at this event, as always, and so
I think we all kind of do a little bit of everything. It's very interesting. I'm doing the commentary, and I do some interviews, and then I help do the content in between shows, and it's so much fun. I get caught up in it. I enjoy the work. And they always say if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, it's got a great angle here to come across and fall on that 11 ball. So he's really, oh man,
that's a tough one. So I gotta ask, is Jeff post or pre-mullet?
He's kind of in between right now.
Does he usually have one?
He does usually have one. I think maybe in case he worked his way on the stream, he cut it a little bit here. I'm a little surprised. I wanted him to be full mullet for this thing. So,
well, there's nothing wrong with a good mullet, especially when it's paired with a good mustache.
Yeah. So, and I've got a soft spot for Jeff as well. He's also he's kind of an old soul when it comes to pool as well. He likes a lot of kind of the games that we would call old time games. He loves snooker.
Oh, yeah.
He loves golf on a snooker table. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one, but that's a very cool game. And my father used to play that religiously, and I lost my father a couple years ago. And him and Jeff actually used to play that quite a bit, and they played it. And my dad taught him how to play that game. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. And Jeff and I talk about that a lot, quite a bit. And so even though he's a young man, Jeff's only 22, 23 years old, not much older than Chase, but he definitely enjoys playing all types of games. So.
Well, and pool players, most of us are probably not, I don't want to use the word degenerate, but most of us like to have a little gamble on the games, and I'm one of those guys that I like some of the newer games. I've got a bunch of little games that are fun to play, little pool hall games, but snooker, playing golf on the snooker table, or even, I hate to even reference it, but 3-ball. Oh,
yeah.
It's I hate that game, but I grew up playing it.
Get rid of 3-ball and just move it to 6-ball. Maybe 6-ball shootout, ultimate pool style. So.
Yeah. You see in the background Ricky Evans after his win there, sweating the Chris and Jeff match. Ricky's one of those players that's really, really coming into his own, and I think he told me after we did our interview after his match, he said, "Do you have a leadway into where the next event is?"
Yeah.
And I said, "No, unfortunately, I don't." And he's like, "Well, I'd like to book my travel." So definitely one of those players that's wanting to come back wherever we end up for the next one.
Yeah, definitely. We're not done, so stay tuned. I do think we'll be able to announce hopefully a location soon. So
it's going to be a fun one wherever we end up. We always have a party there, and it seems like everywhere we go, the people are really just they're really wonderful to us. I mean, we really get taken care of. I can't stress enough how great Bill was in Kansas City and how great Rob is here. Both very, very good owners and hosts.
Yeah, and as who Stevens mentioned, there would be Bill Fickle, owner of Side Pockets Blue Springs, which hosted our Kansas City Open events, and then Rob here. I'm sorry, I don't know Rob's last name, but owner of the Rec Room here in Denver, which has been a really great host for us as well. So, and we are on the lookout for more venues. So if there's some that you think would host the tournament, be a good spot for a Ultimate Pool Open events. Kind of the requirements would be up to 16 bar box tables, and then we need preferably about between 40 to 50 by 50 area for the arena. We can get 40 by 40. We like 50 by 50, but
yeah, and it's one of those things that we can always work out. We're just an email away. If you own a room, I almost want to call some venues out because I know some of these guys are watching.
Right.
Mike Newsom in South Carolina, go ahead and hit us up. A few others, Benito Garcia in South Texas. I know you're probably watching. Go ahead and give us a call. Let us book the next Ultimate Pool USA event in your room.
There we go, Jeff. Yeah, you got to root for the kid there, and he is able to.
Listen to that.
Like I said, Kansas City definitely traveled well to this tournament, so he's got a lot of fans there, and he's able to steal one on Chris getting kind of. I can't remember if he scratched straight in there or if it got kicked in, but
yeah, he got a pretty nasty kick.
Did he? Yeah. Jeff was able to go ahead and snag a rack there, kind of get one back. I know he's going to feel like he gave away several this set already, so. There's a good shot of that beautiful mustache I was talking about. So he's focused, though. I tell you what, Jeff is one of those players. Another cool thing about Jeff is he's kind of reached the top handicap levels at a lot of league, and he is a league player, but he really, really enjoys helping lower skilled players and teaching the game. And so you ever hear me? He'll go crazy. He'll go crazy on a league player if he's playing a good defense as opposed to running out. So. He's a good ambassador of the game in Kansas City as well. So
that's one of the things I've really enjoyed. Like you said, some of these other leagues, when you top out, there's only so much you can do, and that's why I do really think the Ultimate Pool League is above and beyond, because there is no topping out. You can't maximize your up score, so there's always going to be room for improvement there. And a lot of our players in the East Texas area, I don't get to do it as much anymore because I'm traveling quite a bit, but I really like to work with some of those players to help them try and move their game to the next level. I'm not the greatest player in the world, but I've been lucky enough to have some good experiences and see what can be worked on, especially with newer players. And I think that's something that the game needs. So having Jeff do that for your area, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Back when we were growing up, nobody really gave out free knowledge.
Not much. You had to pay for it and everything.
You had to pay for it, usually $10 a game at a time.
Yeah. As I kind of tell my girlfriend, who I've kind of helped to learn pool here, you've seen her a few times on the stream. She's there front row cheering on a lot of these guys. I finally just got tired of racking all the time, and I started paying attention to why I was racking, and that's kind of how I learned. So but yeah, it's really cool nowadays to see a lot of our league players really help out other league players and kind of just teach as much as they know and not charge them for it and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So That's a great positional shot there by Chris.
A lot of the things that I learned that weren't from my dad were usually from really good players in my area, Joey Barnes and Clint Freeman, and it usually cost me a couple dollars a game at the very least. So
another really good out. Just cue ball was perfect. Didn't have to get out of line to make any of those highlight reel shots that we're used to out of the magician there. So
and Chris really bullying the table now. He's running out like he's shooting the 6-ball shootout. We talked a little bit about some of the big, I guess I would call it, upsets. We saw Joe Prince take down Tom Cousins in the Open.
Oh, really?
So Tom Cousins is now in the bottom side of the bracket. I think he's waiting on an opponent to see if he can get into that loser's qualification. And we've seen a few upsets. I know Dave Matlock was still ticking a little while ago. Do you know if he's still in?
I believe he might be in the middle of the match right now. I do think he's out on one of the outer tables playing. As in, I kind of had to sub in for this match. Chase was really chomping at the bit to get in here and then commentate his big brother's match, but he unfortunately got called to play, so I got tagged in here. So, but yeah, that bottom half of the bracket's got some good shooters in it. It's definitely. I know Chase took an early loss, but he's still ticking after losing his very first round to another good player, Eric Picard. I know we got Shehan Thompson in the
bottom side. He lost his winner's qualification match. Let's see what we can find. Okay, so I'll go ahead and give a little bit of an update here. So it looks like we have some loser qualification matches going. And we've got Grant Berg playing Amy Beecham. Okay. That's a 1-1 match. Our good friend Lamar Clack is 0-0 right now, just starting against Ricardo Martinez. Primo Frere and Taylor Salih are 1-1. Tyrell Blowers and Shehan Thompson are playing. That's a good match.
Yeah, that's a tough match. One of them is going to go home there. The two are kind of pre-tournament favorites and shootout participants there. One of them is going to send somebody home.
Yeah, Shehan Thompson up 1-0 on that match. Brett Snowden and Derrick Shehan. It's 2-1 to Derrick.
And Chris get a good roll there, and this 14 ball still goes.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
And then we have Ramesh.
Oh, yeah, he had to hit the 13 first. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. We have Ramesh and Zach Bryan, who are just starting. We have another match that hasn't started yet. Kevin Gumond and Tom Cousins. That's a big match.
Yeah.
David Matlock and Adam Sturgis are looking to start very soon. And Marcus Jensen and Sean Halleck are starting now. So lots of losers qualifications around a match I know you're interested in. Chase Stumful and Matt Drist. 4-4.
Oh, yeah. Not familiar with Matt, but if he's got Chase at 4-4, he has to be a good player in his own right, I'm sure.
A couple other matches, just a few more going. Colin Holgate and Nick Waddle, 5-2 to Colin, and Alan McBride is up 2-1 against Noel Montana. So lots of matches still going on, and that's just in the Open event. We also have a juniors and a ladies.
How about that shot
going
there to get fall on that straight in? Great speed shot. Yeah, he kind of got a little angle on it and he overcooked it just slightly. He's going to have to come with a good shot here.
Yeah, that's one heck of a loser's qualification round.
Yeah.
It's a good shot by Jeff. He's going to have to make something happen here.
Yeah, I don't think it passed the 14, right? Going to hit a good bank shot.
And he played a bank shot earlier that unfortunately didn't work out for him, but this one might be a little bit easier. Doesn't have to throw it.
Off the 14?
No, maybe hold it in front of the 14? No.
Couldn't get that lucky there, but yeah, he's definitely, Jeff's a pretty good bank, really. The bank artist, I want to say, I think he's struggling with how this table's banking with the arena lights and things of that nature. It's definitely quite short. He's missed both those by a fair amount.
Yeah, I mean, it does bank very, very tough with the slit cloth. So it looks like Chris Melling here is just seconds away from going up.
Yep, he did. He got up. What, 6-1 now or 5-1?
6-1.
6-1, yeah. Melling doesn't waste a lot of time, and I like to give my fellow IRO ref Scott Price a hard time there. He seems to always finagle his way onto the Chris Melling matches to try to get the least amount of floor time out there. So I tell him, head ref or not, he needs the practice. He needs to get some of these longer matches in. So,
well, and just to give a little insight, we do have some winners qualification players into our juniors. We have defending champion Caden Herbach, Shane Petrick, Sophia Mast, and Reed Larson all into the qualification round. So they'll get a redraw from the losers qualification matches.
And I have got a chance to watch all 4 of those young people play pool, and they are very impressive, every last one of them. So
I have personal experience, obviously, with Caden.
Yeah.
I get to watch him. Obviously, we've worked with Sophia Mast. Shane is... this is his second Ultimate Pool USA event. He was in Louisiana, and that young man has come a long ways. I have a soft spot for him, kind of like you would with Caden.
Yeah.
He's a really good player, and he's advancing well. Yeah. We actually got to see a little bit of content with him and Caden on the table earlier today. That was fun.
Yeah, I got a chance. I actually was able to watch a full match of Shane's there because he was playing one of our local juniors, and I had a break, and I was able to sit down and just watch the match. I was very, very impressed with him. He was a very good player and very well-mannered person as well. And
that's what I like to see now is all these juniors are so well-mannered. When I was considered a junior player, I was probably a nightmare, honestly.
I know I was.
Because I grew up in a different age.
Yes.
We talked a lot of trash, and I had a big head because at that age I was, decent for my age.
Sure.
But Shane, Sophia, Caden, Jordan Helfrey, quite a few of those players are just very, very well mannered, and I'll tell you what, it's great to see, especially with the parents that are involved. They treat it like a sport, and I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because not a lot of people treat pool like a sport, and I believe it is one.
Yeah, I think Jeff's going to kick himself here. I think he's definitely had some opportunities to make this a little bit tighter match, and definitely stuff he would normally get out of. And
yeah, it's so hard to kick yourself when you're playing somebody like Chris Melling,
Yeah, but Jeff's kind of there for the moment. I guarantee he was ready for this match, and he's kind of one that has the belief in himself, and if I play my game, I'm tough to beat too. And so that's kind of what he was excited for the match. But yeah, got to play dead perfect to beat these guys, and it's just tough.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very, very excited to see everything that's going to happen throughout the rest of this event. We still have a full day tomorrow. We're going to crown 3 champions, junior, ladies, and open champions. Nate, I'm not one to ever pick, but I got to say, I think Justin Bergman's going to have a big opportunity here. Chris Melling wants to shut that opportunity down. He did just beat Jeff 7-1, and he had some chances, but unfortunately it just didn't work out for the young man. He's going to play well in the future, I know. Nate, thank you so much for joining me. We're going to have a quick word with Chris here in just a moment inside the arena.
Thank you.
Welcome back in the arena, folks. Chris Melling with us after his latest victory. Into the winner's draw he goes. And we always say, you know, it's nice to have 2 chances to go into the winner's draw, but nice to get it done in one and get yourself an early night, hey?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, you try to win every match that you play, and there's been a few top players that have gone into the loser side of the draw, so somebody, if they get through, somebody's going to cop for them. Hopefully it's not me. But yeah, I mean, this game you can get upsets. We're playing bar box at 8 ball, so the pockets are quite generous on this table. Obviously, with the cloth being new, the cushion's been soft, so the ball takes the pocket takes the ball a lot more easier. But yeah, I mean, there's a long way to go yet.
Yeah, it almost feels like it's sort of step one done, doesn't it? And then tomorrow it almost feels almost like a whole new tournament.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously we played the shootout yesterday, and I felt that I played great. I don't think I missed a ball in the entire shootout. Missed a couple today, but that's going to happen. You're bound to miss balls. Tomorrow's a new day, and hopefully the break works for me and things start going right.
Yeah, what's your thoughts, Nick? Because we've seen you dance around. You're not quite. We've seen you do it more and more, actually, even in the English side of the game, where you're very fickle at the minute. It feels like, but as soon as it doesn't work, you'll go to something else and try something else.
Well, I actually think that the worse you break, the more chance you're putting a ball. Because honestly, I break so controlling, especially off the back rail, and I never seem to pot one. I mean, yeah, I potted a few there, but the last event, I couldn't make a ball on the break. God knows.
Kevin running joke, didn't he?
I mean,
Kansas,
God knows how I won, and I've no idea. Obviously, my opponents made mistakes. But yeah, I mean, if you can do the cut break and put a ball in the corner. I mean, Justin broke unbelievable there, but like I said to you 5 minutes ago, before we came on air, he could do that tomorrow and not put a ball on the break.
It's a silly game, isn't it?
It's just pure luck.
Yeah, it's a silly game at times, but it's all about controlling what you can control, and you played beautifully out there, mate. Well done.
Yeah, cheers. I mean, I'm really happy with the way I'm playing. Got through. I think I'm unbeaten so far in the Ultimate Pool USA.
It's been a long time. It's got to stop at some point, right?
It's definitely going to stop at some point. Hopefully it's not this weekend, but we'll see what happens. I'll certainly give it my best shot, and hopefully by Sunday evening I'll be lifting that trophy.
Well, I'm not certainly going to bet against you, mate. It should be a cracker tomorrow. Best of luck when it comes around. And we've got one more match for you, I can tell you. We've gone a bit early this evening, so we've still got time for another match. We're going to head on over to the losers qualification here. So a big match for Tom Cousins up in action. He takes on Kevin Guimond next for a place in the final draw.
Ultimate Pool USA presents the Ultimate Pool USA League Grand Finals. You and your team climb the leaderboards for a shot of winning the $100,000 first prize. Survive the heart-pounding formats of match and shot clocks. Deliver for your teammates when it matters most. Track your progress with Ultimate Pool Score. All roads lead to the Grand Finals in October 2025, and your chance to claim a $100,000 first prize. And because our motto is for the players, all prizes are cash payouts. Begin your journey now and sign up to your local Ultimate Pool USA League. Ultimate Pool USA, for the players.
My break tip is completely different from everything that is on the market. Combines the qualities of like a playing tip with a super powerful tip. It's like a tip on the steroids. You can open with less power and still have spin and split the pack perfectly, but you can go for the power breaking and you still have control. You just need to know how to do it. A lot of players that they told me that because they use so less power on breaking, they can focus on accuracy, and the rack always splits the way they want. And because they are not using the power, they keep that accuracy and its reliability. I believe that when you're going to buy something, you need to believe on it and buy it perfectly. And on my side, what I believe is, if I'm going to offer you something, it needs to be better than I was expecting before buying itself. The increases, it's fantastic, it's super good. And they are consistent, they still have power or more power than the normal tips, and they last. And that's what I want. It really feeds me on. When people say thanks and they like the product and they are happy, I feel joy to myself. It's not really just proud, it's just joy. I feel happy.
As a gear, he's liable to get beat, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to say, you know, who he's playing is...
He's going to have to take it serious regardless of who he plays, for sure.
He's definitely no slouch. He's a 720 Fargo.
The guy who he's playing, though?
Yeah. And,
yeah.
He's actually a league franchisee for New England, so he's played a lot in Houston and then moved back to Connecticut and New Jersey, and yeah, so as you can imagine,
I wasn't
720 Fargo is a pretty tough ask.
It's about what my Fargo is, so yeah, he's definitely got a chance.
Saying, you know, he's already played on the Kevin's already played on the TV table, and he went hill with Jordan Shepherd.
So yeah, this is actually must be pretty tight game then.
Yeah, and if you speak to Kevin, he had a couple of chances where he just missed the odd ball or just got a little funny off the break.
Was that on the TV table, their match?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough playing on this TV table. It plays a lot different than the outside tables. You
Yes.
get a draw easily, and the angles are a little bit more wider.
Yeah, I think with the slick cloth and obviously the lights and the heat from everything, and it definitely changed the conditions. And
Plays super consistent. I like the way it plays. You know what I mean? But however, it's definitely different than what I'm used to, and different on the outside tables.
yeah, and obviously that's consistency-wise. That's a shout out to our table coming up with views in Colorado. So they're here every day in the morning before you guys see them, making
Right.
sure everything's great. And Dave and everybody from Colorado has been fantastic with the tables.
Yeah, and I do think that while Tom Cousins isn't super familiar with like American pool, if you call it, but I think he is pretty in tune with how this fresh felt does play. So he has that going for him as well.
Yeah, I say probably the US aren't really aware of him, but in the last 3 years he's probably played more TV table matches than he has off the TV table.
Yeah,
I
and
say he's the world
he's used
English
to the
table number one. Yeah,
put it like that.
Yeah, he's definitely used to that.
And, that's a big advantage, even if I know the cue ball is different. I think the weight it's a little bit smaller when
Correct.
you're playing with the red and yellow balls, but yeah, like it kind of just reacts similar. Like you can tell even if you watch YouTube videos and such, the way they kind of like slow roll that ball in and such. Like he's really in tune with the fresh felt, to whereas a lot of pool halls in the U.S., unless it's in really nice areas, they're usually pretty boring cloth.
Yeah, and I think that's almost in the UK. It's we are hoping to kind of get that professionalism a little bit more in the US, and the standard is amazing in the US, but kind of setting the conditions to a professional environment. And you've seen how we run our tournaments. You're probably not used to being home at 11 o'clock on a Saturday and you've finished, right? And when you play, and then it's, I think, creating that environment. And also Tom's a house pro and he's got his own table, and they'll refell it whenever he asks for it to be refelled. And I think that's something that we're really trying to. We're not trying to change the culture. We're just trying to, just add a little bit to it with ultimate pool. And I think,
absolutely,
as yourself, you've played in a couple events now, and it's a nice tournament to play at.
Absolutely. Yeah, and like I said, like it slides a little bit more than what I'm used to, but at the end of the day, it's not something like, oh man, this plays bad. Like, it plays absolutely perfect. That's the thing. It plays perfect. I'm not used to the perfect equipment. So the more I get comfortable, I think that I'll play even better.
Yeah, and I think obviously watching you play, and it's a great break from Kevin there, but I think this format shoots you. You shoot pretty quick anyway, naturally, is what it seems like, and the shot clock doesn't really seem to come into effect with you at all.
Only the 15-second gets a little bit rough for everybody, and I think a big factor is I'm not much of an 8-ball player, so the patterns I'm not going to see as fast and as easy as somebody who plays 8-ball all the time. Even if they're just a casual league player, they might see the patterns simpler and easier than I would. So if it was 9-ball, you could give me a 10-second shot clock. But if it was 8-ball, sometimes I'm like, oh man, the 15-second, it gets pretty stiff.
Yeah, and I think with 9-ball, obviously, even from my skill level playing, there's not much thinking to do. You go from 1 to 2.
You have one objective.
Yeah, I mean, whereas it's so subjective 8-ball, because there's a million ways to skin a cat, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Some people, you can honestly, say it's easier because you have more options to shoot at, but you could also think of it, there's a lot more obstacles, and there's just so many different ways you can look at it. Honestly, it's hard to say whether it's harder or easier than 9-ball. I think that they all are equal in their difficulty. It just depends on the rule set.
Yeah, 100%. And so for me, there's a lot more choices in 8-ball to make wrong. So
exactly.
I'm probably a little bit more inclined to feel like I'm better at 9-ball because I don't have to think about it.
To the game here, though, he's pretty jarred on this one. He might even punch over and try to hit into it now, but it's going to not allow for much shape unless he hits it just perfect like he did.
Yeah, I say.
Now, he might have to just slow roll this, try to miss the 13, and just bump onto the 9 to hold his cue ball. I think that might be his play here.
Yeah, I think he'll just kind of take his medicine on the 6 and.
Because it's really touchy right here to not move the balls too much and to not get hooked. Yep, just like
gone
that.
Right in between. Yeah, it's a great shot.
Now he's going to have to maybe shoot this 4 past the side up in the upper corner, closer to the spot. Just get this 6 with inside, kind of kill it.
Yeah,
I really hate shooting balls past the side pocket. If there's any shot that anybody should practice in pool, it's shooting balls past the side pocket, if you know what I mean. You know how the 4 is right there, if you're shooting up to the pocket closer, just how he is. Any variation of this shot right here.
So then how are you approaching this ball? Are you looking at playing a little bottom inside to keep it pulled in? Are you looking to play top?
With this, it looks like his only pocket that goes is the one that his hand is over, no?
Yeah, so.
But it doesn't even go there, no? He can't spin it. He's going to have to play it right where he's playing the 4. He's going to have to pinch the cue ball back and then just get whatever angle he can to put that 8 in the same pocket.
So yeah, he's just kind of.
This is tough right here because his angle is like almost right to scratch, it looks like, on the side. You have to jack up maybe a little bit. Slick table, we might be able to beat the. Yep, he beat it.
Yeah, and he just drilled it. That's a great out from Kevin, and
that was a really good out.
I say, as you've seen, you've not seen him play much, but he's he's definitely a good player.
Absolutely.
Tom's going for the front ball break. I noticed that you switched cues in your last. You went for your break cue and then you went to your playing cue to the side ball break.
Yeah, when I'm using the side ball break, I use my regular playing cue because I want to be able to get the proper, low outside spin to be able to hit off the side rail and crack back into the rack at the point that I want to. But when you hit that side break with the break cue, you kind of just lose a little bit of accuracy. It's not as much about power with that side break. It's more about an accurate shot, so I hit it with my playing cue.
So you broke well the first one and went front ball break.
Yeah,
and
I didn't make a ball on the break. I broke dry, and you can't fiddle around with that too much. As soon as you either scratch or make a dry break, then that's when you need to change it up to the side ball break.
Yeah, and we've kind of spoke a lot about with the 8-ball being on the spot.
Yeah, if the 8-ball wasn't on the spot, then you'd be able to center break for a whole lot longer. But with it being on the spot, it kind of felt, it'll wear in just a tiny bit, and then all of a sudden the balls don't go on the side. And once that happens, you can't rely on luck. You have to play a skilled break to where you know which balls are going in at which time.
Yeah, we've not really seen. No one's really worked it out yet. I say it's. You look at other disciplines, and especially the American game, you guys are renowned for the rack and knowing where to break and how to manipulate everything, whereas it's quite interesting to see that the players are still trying to work out where to break from, and everyone's doing a completely different break, and no one's seemed to work it out yet.
That is super unique. Like, there's no perfect way to do it. However, in a lot of the matchroom events with their formats and whatnot, the breaking format, you see a lot of because they have to break from the center, like the half circle, they'll break and then side of the one and slap off the side rail and go back into it. So almost similar to a second ball break, but they're doing it off the head ball. So when it comes to those formats, it really restricts you on the break. So I'm not a huge fan of those. I like to where you can kind of put the cue ball wherever you want and break them, and maybe do wood rack then, because they're worried about so many replicated same break and run patterns. But just take away the template rack at that point, huh?
Right.
Just how you guys have the foldable one to where it's there still might be a small little gap. You try to do the best that you can, but it makes it a traditional, it's not the same pattern every single time. Where with that magic rack, it's like you see the same pool. It's almost like boring,
Yeah, I'm with you, and I think it's just interesting to see how each player is kind of taking a different route. Whereas, you've gone front ball break, and then you're comfortable with the cut break, and you've switched your cues. Where, Tom's seems to be drawing the cue ball back to the top rail, which is a traditional English A-ball break.
Yeah, I've seen a few matches, and that's what they do. So,
but obviously it's a different cue ball, and I say it's weird to see American pool and not see the exact same spot and the exact same break, and it's kind of refreshing.
Yeah, I wonder how much he's practiced the side ball break, because eventually it's going to break down to where that head ball break doesn't work, I believe.
Okay.
That's my opinion. I mean, obviously, he might make it to the finals or whatever and, crack him from the front and still make a ball. But in my opinion, I think it's going to start getting tougher to... You're going to see more dry breaks if he does break from the center. And just that's how I see the diamonds breaking down in the past. But, we'll see.
Yeah, and that's, I suppose, the insight of and the advantage of being an American pool player on an American table, right?
For sure.
I'm sure.
I definitely love the way these tables play and everything. It's just 8-ball is definitely a little bit not like my #1 game, but you got to be able to win with your secondary game. You got to be able to win with your B game and everything like that. And at the end of the day, there's, it's still the same. You just put balls in the hole.
Yeah, and I'm sure. If we know Tom Cousins, if he hears this, I'm sure you'll see him practicing that side ball break.
Yeah, exactly.
So you might give him a little advantage right there.
And I think like I said, if he does like 1 or 2 dry breaks, I'm sure he has that in his back pocket to be able to do a side ball break, and we might see him switch to that later on.
Yeah, and that's
2 to 1 now.
Yeah, another great out from Tom. I say he's boringly good. He just. Considering it's the first time he's ever played American 8-ball, it's worrying. So he's tried out 6 cues this week, and then he finally found one that he likes. And
whose cues?
Anyone he asked me. He came in. He was asking me for advice, which is a worrying sign, and trying to find every advantage. And I say he's been practicing non-stop since he got here.
It's definitely important to have a cue that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, and
getting every cue you can, try to see if it's the right one.
I say
might have grabbed one off the wall too.
Well, there was a snooker cue on there was a snooker table here on the where the TV table is, so there's a couple of snooker cues hanging out.
He's going with the center break here. You're going a little bit from the sides, pretty much the same position I was doing.
Yeah, and he's had really good splits, some really good breaks.
Dry.
And then there goes the commentator's curse. So he broke really well against Jordan.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if you smash the balls 200 miles an hour, you don't make a ball in the break with 15 balls on the table, you're not breaking from the right spot, period. You know what I mean? It's just like, you can say it was the rack or whatever, you can't take chances. You got to do something else that's going to produce better results. So I'm sure he'll change his break after that.
Yeah, and he had a great success in his first match on the TV table. But as you know, the conditions change, and
Yeah, with the 8 on the spot, it's like the slightest change in the condition will make the break different. But if it was like the normal 1 on the spot, you'd be able to get them balls to go on the side a whole lot easier, and wing balls would go more often. But not as much with the 8 on the spot. It makes it a little bit more difficult. This is really tough right here. He's got the proper angle to take the 15 in, but he is risking it a little bit on trying to get shape after. It's going to have to go well for sure. Yep, and his 14 ended up still in the same bad position.
Yeah, and it's very rare that you'll see Tom Cousins play safe.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm with him. You know, if you can see the finish line, even if it's tough to reach, sometimes you're not able to see the finish line at all if the guy's sitting there running out on you. So if you can see the finish line, you should probably go for it.
Yeah,
especially in a format like this.
100%. He kind of says that the standard's so good now is he'd rather go for it than give someone else a chance at any other
Always
shot.
play the right shot, of
Correct.
course. But like I said, if you can see the finish line at all, then you should probably go for it. Always attack. Got to win with offense. You can use good defense to prolong and eventually, use your offense to win. But at the end of the day, you're still going to have that offense that's going to win. It's the only way you're going to be able to win. Oh my gosh. What a shot there.
Yeah, and he's, again, the first time he's played with an American cue ball was Tuesday.
Yeah, that was really good. Could not have gotten any better right there.
But welcome to Top Cat. I say he's the world #1 at English 8 ball for a reason.
Does Ultimate Pool have any anticipations of making any 9-ball events in the future?
No, we don't have any 9-ball events.
Because I think it'd be a great format to do. Same thing, match timer, pretty much all the same rules and whatnot.
Yeah, we don't have 9-ball events, but we have something else in the works that will appease the American rotation specialists.
For sure.
Yeah, so there's especially with the league.
I just think that there's definitely a market there, you know what I mean? Like, because lots of people around the globe love 9-ball as well, and like, I think I've thought before that, with the match timer and the shot clock and everything like that, making it 9-ball as well, I think that there's a great opportunity there.
Well, with an inside scoop, I can promise you it won't be 9-ball, but it will be. There'll definitely be some rotation eventually in there. And that's with the leagues, the amateur players love double jeopardy, and yes, we are always going to be 8-ball. That's always going to be our identity. But
for sure,
we understand the market we're in. I've lived out here, 11 years, and most of our team are from the US.
Mm-hmm.
So we are a US company, and we definitely understand our market, and there'll definitely be other options
There's a huge market
available.
for 8-ball as well, especially in the league level. I think that the majority of leagues are 8-ball.
Yeah, it's the most played in the world.
And this is a great format to be all structured and everything for 8-ball and for tournaments and league and everything. Whereas I don't know how it is in the UK and Europe, but in the US there's so many different variations of the rules in 8-ball and whatnot, to where it's just like, oh, before you play a match or anything like that, are we playing this? Okay, are we doing this rule? How about this rule? Are we doing this rule?
Yeah, 100%. And that's kind of the thing with us about international 8-ball rules is, we've got so many countries playing it, and it's nice the fact that, you might end up going to the UK and you can play this event and then go play any other event in any other part of the world, and it's the same rules.
Right.
I think that's really important to have just one rule set, because
it is.
We've all been at an old bar and they want you to rack behind the line, and if you scratch, you've got to kick at the 8 because it's in the kitchen, and I say that's the idea for us. And same for the amateurs, they play the same format, the same even with the league, and it's all just regardless of what skill level, where you're from. If you're playing Ultimate Pool, you know exactly what rules you're playing.
Right. The touch should be. He's going to have to develop his 3 here. Looks like he's got a good opportunity to off maybe the 7. Looks like he probably has the angle to do so right here. He's going to have to judge his draw pretty well, though, if he does decide to use it right now. But it's definitely going to have to be developed. It can't go in any pocket, really.
Yeah, I think he's definitely looking at the angle right now.
If he hits into it, shape isn't guaranteed.
But yeah, just his cue ball just seems so in tune already, and the adjustment he's made so quick is
Yeah, one of the shots that was really killer that he played against me was one where his cue ball was almost on the rail, and then his 7 was up by maybe the second diamond away from the corner pocket, and it was a pretty sharp cut, but he just floated it in. And for me, I don't get a whole lot of practice on those floating in shots because I don't trust any table to hit that soft.
Yeah.
Like I have to hit it at least a certain firmness to know it's not going to like roll on me or anything like that. But he just trusted it and floated it right in. And if he didn't float it in, he wouldn't have been able to get the position to run out. Like he had to hit it dead perfect to get out, and he did. So.
Yeah, and I think that's just one of them things. Obviously, this is your second event, and I think the more you play and the more you kind of get used to these conditions. And, you know, it's you've already had a great start, and you've already got a good hit list to your name. You've took down some monsters already, as you are yourself. But I think the more you get used to the conditions.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get my hands on playing on some newer cloth somehow, and I know that that's gonna help. Because I'm used to playing in on the most war-in conditions. The angles are completely different, and the way that the balls react are different. So it's not that I haven't played on this equipment before, and it's not necessarily an excuse, but it does take some adjusting to be able to go from a super war-in table to one that's such fresh and clean balls and everything like that, to where the angles play a little bit more slick. I mean, they just glides off the balls. You almost, like, whenever I am back home, I have to cut the balls more because there's a layer of dirt on the ball.
Like, almost sticks through a little bit more. So I currently live in Louisiana, so it's humid, it's sticky, and you know, you come out here and.
Did you ever go to Buffalo's there?
Yeah, I was there for a couple of events. You know, we've actually got a league that's about to launch as well in New Orleans. Hasn't been announced yet, and we've got a lot to come kind of after this event that we've got a lot to announce. And
for sure,
tomorrow we're announcing where our next tournament is and the dates, and say it's super exciting. And next year we're going to have pretty much every month we're going to have an event action packed, and I say we're just going to keep pushing and building on top what we built from this year.
Heck yeah. Just keep building as much as we can. See a lot of different sports on ESPN, ESPN2 and whatnot. I don't see why pool can't be one of them.
Yeah, and we are definitely doing our best to be on TV. So that's something that we're already in the UK. We're televising.
Exactly.
52 countries currently we're televised in, and you know, the next one is going to be the USA.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. Really good break. Not too much is tied up here. I think stripes are the balls to take.
Yeah,
he's going to want to clear out that 13 pretty quick so that he can go after the 14, because the 8 is going to have to go in that pocket over there.
Yeah, and he had to play with international 8-ball rules. He had to play a little shot because obviously you can't play a dirty combo.
Yeah, you can't play a combo. I had to ask that my first match. I didn't know for real. Forgot the rules.
So yeah, and it's 4-1, but I don't really think Kevin's really made any mistakes bar breaking dry. It's just
I almost might shoot the 13 right now. It's kind of a little bit of traffic to get back on the balls, but I'm telling you, the 13 is going to have to go away pretty quick, because otherwise 14 is going to be tough to get at. Got a lot more draw than he wanted to there. If he can get past that 6, he's good. Very good hold.
Yeah, he's landed nicely.
I think he might
be a little straight on it.
Yeah, I think he's got the angle to go forward, with topspin, but that 5 is just huge with him trying to go forward. I wonder if the 15 goes past all that traffic.
Yeah, there's definitely...
15 goes up in that corner. He should just play the 15 in the corner, probably.
Looks like he's trying to punch and force it
He had
over.
an angle to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Still got a lot to do, though.
Yeah, he's going to have to just play his cue ball into the 3 and stop it. Nice, just top spin, float it. That, I would not have played it like that.
Yeah, no, I think he was trying to kind of come around 2 rails, but I think he just played it soft and took his kind of medicine from the 3.
Yeah, with the new felt and everything being clean, if you just hit that ball really soft with a little bit of top outside, you'll click and just plant right on that 3. And it's a little farther than you want, but it's much better than this. You risked it a lot doing that, but he can go ahead and still pot this in. And he did.
And he's made a good shot and a good recovery. So that makes it 4-2, and we are just at the 19-minute mark. And you can see Kevin's, I'm pretty sure he's talking to George, who's also on the team as one of our franchisees, and them two have been going back and forth all day. So George is probably giving him a little grief about playing the position on that 8 ball.
Yeah, on the bar box, you don't have to play perfect pool. Yeah, I mean, that's why me and Tom is going to have to play stout regardless of who he plays, because I've lost to 500 Fargos on a bar box. They're capable of running out. Anybody who's capable of running out, you give them the opportunity to, and they might just surprise you. All they got to do is play out of their shoes for one time to win a tough match against an opponent in a race to 7 on a bar box. You know, if it was a big table, if it was a longer race, it'd be a different story.
Yeah, I mean 100%, and I think that's kind of what makes it so exciting. Is, I mean, Tom Cousins played flawless, and he's gone and broke dry, and all of a sudden Kevin can be, 4-3 and with the break, and it's a whole different game.
And you see he went to the side there, but he didn't make a ball. I don't know if he maybe didn't get the result he wanted, or if he's kind of just still experimenting on where he wants to break from the side and which ball he wants to hit, how he wants to hit it. But the way that they broke out is disgusting. They're all on one side.
Oh, and
if he was playing that, then that was a shot right there.
I definitely didn't see that. I don't know if you did, but I think he was.
I don't know what just happened. Problem is, his 5 still needs to be developed, and it's hard to do it.
I think he can slip past the 4 right now if he cuts the 6 in and just come off that side rail just to clip the 5 out.
He's almost got the angle to where he can just float it, but I think he's going to have to punch it over to play the 4 on the side, to be honest with you. Yep, just like that. And if it stops, should be able to come back in it. Nothing's guaranteed as far as him getting shape after the breakout, though. That's the problem. You always want a ball like maybe hanging in the hole, or maybe if there was a ball up by the bottom right corner from where, I guess the top right corner of where we're looking at right now. If there was a ball like over in that position, then he could easily make his breakout and have a guaranteed ball to shoot at. So yeah, he's not even going to opt to shoot it right now because he knows that it's going to be tough.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, now what does he do here?
Yeah, he's still kind of stuck with the same problem.
Can he thin the 3 and miss the side and then go up to it?
Yeah, I think he's definitely looking at the 7 ball.
He's definitely down on the 7. Yeah, it's just, you almost wanted to, I would rather him back cut the 4 from where he was at before than to go ahead and shoot more balls. Because now he's in a really tough position. He's going to have to shoot the 4 now. If he doesn't shoot the 4 now, it's a mistake. He has the best angle that he can have on it.
Yeah, and I think that comes with the shot clock and the match clock. Is you kind of have to force it. Yeah.
Don't got a whole lot of time to think. You kind of just got to keep potting balls.
Yeah, saying...
Can't play safety either, like deliberate foul safeties. which a lot of people I think that do play like maybe league or American 8-ball are used to being able to play deliberate foul safeties.
Yeah, and obviously,
especially the old school guys, you know what I mean, like that.
You know, and obviously the rules are designed to make it entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. And there's not a problem with it, but I think that that's definitely a learning curve for, like I said, especially the old school 8-ball players. They're all about that, just tinking it up, playing a deliberate foul and tying something up. Look at this. Does it drop?
Oh, that was a great effort.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had the shape on the 5, but he would have liked a stab at it, maybe going, kicking it.
Yeah, and I say these.
That's not going to be good because now it's going to be almost guaranteed for 5-2 now.
Yeah, and
the only ball that's even remotely trouble is kind of the 10, if you will, but I would honestly maybe go at it right now.
Yeah, and I don't think the commentator's curse is going to work here, but I definitely think Tom Cousins is going to be out from here.
Yeah, I don't
and as
think
you
there's
said,
much you could say. He's got the 15 as a backboard too, honestly.
Yeah, but how straight this guy cues, I don't think he needs a backboard.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And the one thing I will say about Tom, and I say this every time he plays, is he plays quick, but it doesn't look like he's playing quick.
Right, he moves.
He's just so smooth, but yeah, he's got so much more time, and he'll run a rack out at the same time as Chris will, but his just looks like he's took an extra minute of time.
Sorry about that. We had a little bit of a dog barking in the background.
Yeah,
maybe he wanted some action.
Yeah, we just met Sketch, the dog, that just happened to bump into the.
He was barking. He wanted some action, man.
Yeah, well, as you know, a lot of Americans will bark, but it doesn't mean they're going to bite, Ricky, right?
Hey, it happens all over. Happens all over.
Yeah,
if this 8-ball was at Kansas City on the valleys, I don't think he'd like shooting it in the side. But in the diamonds, it'll go in the side easy.
So why is that? Why do you prefer a diamond side versus a valley side?
Well, the valley sides are cut a little bit wider. Like the angle that they're cut is a little bit more obtuse. Whereas if you look at the way that the diamonds are cut on the side, they're not dead straight, but they're not as flared out as much as the valleys are. Like the valleys are just straight spit it out. Where the heart of the pocket on a diamond in the side from like a 45-degree angle is not the heart of the pocket on a valley.
So does that mean we've got Ricky Evans saying that a valley's tighter than a diamond?
On the sides, yes.
On the sides only, okay.
I mean, maybe. It depends. It depends, you know. Like if you're hitting them at an angle, they spit out much, much more often than on the valley. Or than on the diamond, I mean. Diamond will swallow them up in the side a lot easier.
Versus the corners are a lot tighter versus a valley.
Yeah, but on the corners, I mean, a valley. All around, a valley is a much, much easier playing table, but the sides will spit out sometimes if you're hitting it from an angle. Whereas like a English 8-ball table or even this diamond, it kind of swallows them up a little bit more.
Yeah, so now the only difference with an English 8-ball table, because of the round pocket,
yeah, the round pocket,
you tend to aim for the front of the pocket, whereas the UK guys, because they're so used to aiming for the front, they hit that front point, whereas in an American table, you want to aim for the back of that pocket, and that kind of catches them out sometimes.
And that's what I mean, like when you're aiming for the back of the pocket on a valley, you'll hit the heart of the pocket. It's supposed to go in, and it goes boom. Right. And it's like a pinball machine.
And it's
another tough layout here.
Yeah, it's another good break from him, but he just doesn't seem to be getting the layout he needs.
Yeah, everything's looking weird at the moment. Wonder if the 5-6 combo looks any good. Still gonna have to do something with the 3, but with the 4 close by the side, it should be relatively easy. Nothing down table for the solids to really connect. To get on that 4, though, is the problem.
I almost think, can you take the hard 15 on the stripes? But I think he's looking to just shoot and stop and get on the 6 ball.
Oh, look at this. Huh? That was a good shot.
But he's still got to develop this 3. But
yeah, because if you're rolling into breaking it out, it's not really a problem. But the fact that he's going to have to draw like into the breakout really makes it not very
yeah, or do you
easy.
think he could potentially play the 3-4 combo with the 4 being over the hole already in the middle?
Oh no, I wouldn't. I mean, for him to even get shape on either the 4 or the 3 right now is going to be tough. He's going to have to like force his cue ball straight down the rail, like straight down the table, almost a linear. I was going to say tangent line. He definitely didn't want to rub into that. That just ruins his whole rack here. He's probably just going to have to just roll up onto the 3 and leave him only the 9.
Yeah,
and if he gets the 3 over the side, it might be a good shot because it's going to be tough for Cousins to leave a return shot. Yeah, see, if you'd have got that 3 over the side a little bit more, it'd be really tough for Cousins to leave him a tough return shot. But now, I think Cousins could really just honestly tick the 9 and leave his cue ball up by the.
And I say the middle pocket's blocked, and he can't. The 8 ball blocks the.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do much.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that, really. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have even done that. That kind of ties up his ball for no reason. Because he didn't need to.
Yeah, but obviously.
I'm not going to question his decision. He knows what he's doing, but I feel like even if he left the cue ball right where he's at, somewhere in that area, and he doesn't put the 9 over there, like he maybe hits it just a little softer, he still can't do anything with his 4 or the 3.
Right, yeah, I think just with being 5-2 up. And,
that does make a difference, doesn't it?
It's
with 10 minutes left. It does make a little bit different.
He's kind of in the driving seat, and
he'll make it one pocket if he feels like it, right?
Right. Not that he knows what that is yet. So we're.
Look at this shot. He hooked him on every ball. He hooked him on every ball, I think. He can only just thin the 11, and if he does, it'll be a scratch. It'll be a dead shot for sure. He's going to have to kick into the 11-14, and maybe it goes. I think that's the shot, if it goes. Yeah. Otherwise, I have no idea what he's got here.
Maybe he's trying to make the 15 off the 10. Oh, we could see more of the 11 than I thought.
Oh, look
no
at this
way.
Shot. Look at this shot.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, because he moved the 4. I thought the 4 moved a touch whenever he shot that ball. If he didn't make a foul, that was very creative for him to find the blocker there as well as playing the safe.
Yeah, I think
that was very creative.
One of the returns of the night, if that wasn't a foul.
Yeah, no, that was a really good shot if he didn't make a foul right there.
Yeah, to bank the
to judge the cross
play
bank
safe.
and play the safe was really good. Yeah.
Saying that makes it 5-3 with 8 minutes to go. So
that's what I mean. As far as maybe putting that 9 over there in dangerous waters. However, he kind of did just take a wild shot at it anyways. There's no telling what the result would have been anyways. But
yeah, and I think
he definitely got away with one there against Cousins.
Yeah, and I think that's a good judgment call though from Kevin, because he has to force the situation.
Yeah,
there's nothing he can do.
You're not going to win playing safety with being down 5-2 with 8 minutes or 9 minutes left.
Right.
Hit it hard, get it going in the right direction, and if it goes, then hey. And it didn't happen to go, but he got a safety from it, and there was nothing that Tom could have done there unless that the 11 and 14 was lined up for a combo, and I don't think it was. I think it was lined up for the point.
Yeah, Tom definitely gone back to the front ball break.
He made a perfect shot if he didn't make a foul. Yeah, he said forget the side ball break. I broke dry. Yeah. I'm going to go to the center and hit it harder. That's what I'm going to do.
So yeah, we definitely put a little bit more on that one.
Yeah. juice it up a little bit. It almost looks like they broke from the other end. Got the 8 and everything packaged up on the breaking end. Oh my. That was very uncharacteristic.
Yeah, and this is a massive opportunity for Kevin to get him back in.
If he wins this game, we have a match. I'll tell you that right now. If he gets out right now, we got a match. Because not only would it be 5-4, but the reason being would be because Tom made a big error there.
Yeah, and obviously
it's different if the guy just runs out, you sit in your chair, whatever. But if you make an error that leads to them getting out, it hurts much more.
Yeah, and obviously with Kevin to break on the next one, it's definitely could be a game changer.
It would be a huge boost of confidence if he gets out here. 6 almost hampered him. I think he's good. Roll forward and probably take the 11, and then he'll shoot the 9 up in the corner past the 7, and then I think the 12 goes in the side pretty comfortably. And that's the pattern I would play. If you don't get the angle on the 9 in the corner right here, then that's a problem. Can't really end up shooting that 9 on the side, I don't think. Yep, and he recognizes that. Yeah, this could sting a little bit for Tom if cleans up here.
Yeah, and that's the thing about this format. You think
can't make one mistake.
Yeah, you think it's game over and you're in the driving seat. It's 5-2 and you miss one shot and all of a sudden it's 5-5.
Clock's always going.
Yeah.
No bathroom breaks. You can't sit there and I'm going to look around, think about it, soak in my lead. You know what I mean? It's right back into it. You got to produce the results right back into it. That was a fantastic out and really uncharacteristic miss by Tom Cousins.
Yeah, and obviously this is on the loser's side, so it is only a race to 6 versus 7, so that's probably going to make a big difference in this match. So as a higher skill level player, do you think you'll be playing in the Ultimate Pool League?
In the league, potentially, if there's a good venue for it and I have the time, then yeah, for sure. There's obviously plenty of money to be won. The $100,000 prize pool at the end, yeah, right?
Well, it's not 100,000 prize. It's 100,000 just for first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's what I mean. Yeah, for first. Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you come second, you're splitting 50,000 with your team. So
we don't go for that. No participation trophies. Winner take all.
I don't think they'd let me. And what a break. How many did he make?
Yeah. It's good. His opening shot's a little bit suspect. He can back at that 11 a little bit. He's going to have to let the cue ball run loose.
Can he almost see the 14 ball as well? Or do you think that gets a little finicky?
Yeah, but I mean, what's your shape after that? I mean, that's really
taking the 11
one, yeah.
He's still gonna crash into the 9 maybe? No.
Oh my gosh, that is so bad of a roll right there. And that's what I mean. You had to take it. You had to run it loose.
Yeah.
And it was really, really important for him to know where it was going to run loose to. He's going to go ahead and just go like that. Look, he can't get hooked by both balls, can he?
I want to say.
No, but he's going to have to take the harder one.
9, yeah.
He's going to have to take the harder one though. These are big pockets. Just make sure you hit it, get enough cut on it. It's hard to overcut this ball. Yep.
Good shot.
They're big pockets.
Yeah, especially with the new cloth and how slick it is. They definitely play a little bit bigger.
Absolutely. A little bit of a 50-yard line here. I think he still should be able to manage, regardless of what hole you pick here. Just got to give your full effort. deflect your 200 for pass and go.
Yeah.
And it's 5-5.
And here we are, yeah. Hill with 4 minutes to go, but it's
Is it a race to 6? Oh,
yeah, because it's on the loser's side. So yeah, so it makes a big difference.
Oh my, yeah, I thought it was a race 7. That's huge. But Tom Cousins could just close it all right here if he just breaks and runs.
Yeah, but there's a lot of pressure on his break. He's switched it up already in the match and
got the
made a mistake.
Got the handshake of Hill match. That's universal.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think regardless of where you play, oh, absolutely. But
you know, you got the handshake on Hill for sure.
Yeah, I think there's always that respect to this level of pool, right?
Absolutely, should be. Same breaking from the middle, what he's comfortable with. He's going to smash it.
And he did, and
oh my
he's gone dry.
Look at this, though. He's got a shot on nothing. He has a shot on nothing.
And I say this every match I commentate, but we might get to see another 6-ball shootout.
This might be a little safety battle. I don't know.
Yeah, but with only 4 minutes left, it's...
This is a very telling first shot. What's he going to do here? Is he playing that combo?
Oh my
wow.
gosh. And that's surprising.
There really wasn't much to shoot at. I don't think that I can fault him for shooting the combo. The only other thing he could have done is maybe did a little ticky safety on the 12 or something.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe potentially tie up the 6, but also Kevin might be thinking, I don't want to go to a 6-ball shootout against somebody that's...
Well, if he makes that, he's, all he's got to do is develop the 6 as a normal rack of 8-ball, but yeah, this is definitely not good now. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
And the tables have turned again.
Any place you want to be on the table that's not right there. That's that new cloth. It's just hard to judge. Spins out when you don't expect it. Does he have the 9? Oh my gosh.
And he's perfect on him.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I thought he was dead hooked by everything.
I'm saying Tom will be smart. He'll use as much of the match clock and shot clock as he can now, because he knows if kind of anything happens and Kevin does get a chance to get back to the table, he'll leave him the least amount of time as possible. But
I think he's going to want to go ahead and take this 15 out right after this. Yep. A little straight now. Kind of makes it to where he's got to play a longer shot. Nothing crazy. I think he's pretty comfortable with these floating end ones. Yeah, he tried to get a little bit better angle. Man, he's gonna have to kind of float this 10 in. I feel like he can kill it a little bit, but yeah. See, this is what I mean. It's really hard to kill that ball in on this table.
Has he got it?
I feel like there's no way he does, right?
He might be able to twist it. Yeah, he's trying to twist it. And there it is.
My God.
Yeah, he's just twisted it over.
Just enough. Wow.
And that's brutal for Kevin. He's probably sat there thinking he might have a chance. And
absolutely.
For a guy like Kevin to be out of this tournament already, it's a huge one. And,
wow. Another millimeter hooked right there, and he wouldn't have been able to curve that as easy.
Yeah, and saying
made a stellar shot to get there. Great shooting by both players.
100%. And we will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Colorado time. And thank you very much, guys, for watching. And we're excited to see you guys tomorrow. And thanks for tuning in. Thank you very much.
Ultimate Pool USA presents the Ultimate Pool USA League Grand Finals. You and your team climb the leaderboards for a shot of winning the $100,000 first prize. Survive the heart-pounding formats of match and shot clocks. Deliver for your teammates when it matters most. Track your progress with Ultimate Pool Score. All roads lead to the Grand Finals in October 2025, and your chance to claim a $100,000 first prize. And because our motto is for the players, all prizes are cash payouts. Begin your journey now and sign up to your local Ultimate Pool USA League. Ultimate Pool USA, for the players.
What a finish in the Ultimate Pool USA Arena here in Denver, Colorado at Rec Room Underground. Top Cat Tom Cousins sneaking through that match against a very, very solid Kevin Guimond. Tom, talk to me a little bit about that last rack. You were under pressure, broke, heat. There wasn't much left on the table for you, and you really made a nice out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the 15-second is more added pressure. I always wanted to leave the one on the side rail as a connector for my last ball. Just not quite that much angle, and I've just overran it, and I just needed to play a little swerve then. But yeah, over the moon to get through to tomorrow. I've made one mistake all day, and I've only just got through like that. I mean, Joe Prince beat me 7-5. He's cleared every time he's come to the table. Yeah, so just over the moon to get through to tomorrow.
Yeah, I heard Joe's break was working really, really well for him. You were struggling a little bit. You had a couple dry breaks.
Yeah.
We saw you earlier, and your breaks were really working. You've been very, very consistent. It's just the breaks that have been a little rough for you. Are you getting more accustomed to the table every time you come to this one now? Or are you still having trouble figuring some things out?
I'm pretty happy with the way I can control the white. I mean, I still leave longer pots than, say, a normal 9-ball player or bar pool player would do. Yeah. I just try and leave any sort of pot, but yeah, there's a few I'm not too sure about, but I just have to try and get it in line somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you made it through day 2. You've got an opportunity to go into these qualification matches. It's going to be single elimination, and now I think, in my opinion, I think is where we're going to see the real Tom Cousins bear down. And there's a reason you're the number 1 player in the International Rules 8-ball, and I think we're going to see more of that tomorrow. So congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and guys, we will be live back tomorrow at 11 a.m. local time. That is going to be noon Central Time. More Ultimate Pool USA. Day 3, we're going to crown 3 champions, and it all starts tomorrow morning. We'll see you back there.